Hello. Say it again. That was we like to move us. I'll say it again. Uh, 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 uh. Hope on a new level. 2 letters. Booty. Hi, Fred. I would never give her forever. Hi, how are you, Booty? Oh my god, fuck yeah, Booty. It's motherfucking Friday. Booty, I am so glad that it's Friday. I love that for you. Oh, I love that. I don't know what I want to do today. I don't know if I want to draw. I don't know if I want to draw or animate. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hi, hey Stolas. Thank you for the bonk. Bonk. Son of a bitch! Hi, Stolas. I don't know if you heard me say hi, but hello. Thank you for the bonk. Oh, it was only for a few seconds? What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Is that a Vati? Hi, Vati. How are you? How are you? It's so lovely to see you. You've come from the shadows. Ooh. Well, welcome on in, Vati. Welcome on in from the shadows. We've got lots of shadows in here as well. I hope you're having a good day. Ba-da-dum, dun-dun-dun, ba-bum. Every I think it was probably because I was coughing and doffing. The more it gets stronger. I said the more it gets stronger. Every time I walk, every time I run, every time I move, I do it for us. Every time I love, every time I love, every time I hope is always for us. It's always for us. Every time I look, every time I love, every time I hope is always for us. Eight, 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 eight. All right. Animals. Animal time. Animal time. And art. Animals and art. And animals and art. And animal art. Animal art. Don't look at me. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Oh, God. I have so much art that I've been working on. I have like 20 works in progress. It's actually wild. Oh, God. Oh, let me get the link ski. Let's get the link ski. World's smelliest. Perf. We pinning. We're pinning. And we're starting. And I'll get my iPad up. Don't you worry about it.
It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Can you count down from 5? I want to start over.
Okay.
And let me know about
Welcome to
volume.
World's Wildest.
Hello.
You guys usually do.
What?
Okay, we had a bit of a rough start. Welcome to this episode of World's Wildest. I have a bone to pick with you guys. I'm mad at you guys because I learned today that only 50% of you that watch World's Wildest on YouTube are subscribed to our YouTube channel.
That's
and
crazy.
you better change that right now.
It's so easy to click that button.
Maya.
Subscribe.
Now.
Subscribe
Thank you.
now.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you're good. I have no beef with you right
You
now.
can come over to YouTube later and subscribe if you want.
That'd be fine. That actually would be really nice of you.
We got a lot of images and examples that kind of give another element to it.
True.
Every time I want.
We have also a reminder we have a Patreon
Patreon.
with extra content if you want to check it out. Thank you very much. We have a very fun episode today.
World's smelliest.
A very stinky episode today.
I couldn't find physical examples to bring for you to rate. I did try though.
Okay, I didn't. I would hate that. We are going to have to describe to you guys scents. So our
Yeah.
listeners and video watchers, you're on the same level today.
I'm a sympathetic vomiter, just so you know.
Are you?
Yeah, like a little like after sport, like spit up is like I'm good, like ran hard, but like if someone fully chucks,
If someone
I'm
fully.
not good.
Really?
I'm not good. Yeah.
Nah, man.
So interesting. I'll have to try that sometime. See if you're lying.
No, Maya.
You hide it. You go off. But like if you did it right in front of me, I'm there with you.
That's
bad.
incredible.
Yep.
How interesting. Well,
Mhm.
we are going to talk a little bit about throw up today. We're going to talk
Yep.
about a little poo poo today. We're going to talk about a little yuck, gross smells today.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan.
It's gonna be a good time.
Sticky,
What
sticky
do you got
animals.
The European.
And we're gonna learn why they're awesome.
Poo poo?
It's called a hoopoo.
Okay, I like it. It's a great name.
It's a bird.
Okay.
There's a bird
Hey,
called
you're-
poo poo, y'all.
Yes, it's a Eurasian hoopoo.
Oh, cool.
So it lives throughout southern and central Eurasia and in Africa. 26 to 28 centimeters, 10 to 11 inches long. They weigh 70 to 80 grams. So it's like a
Medium size.
like a pigeon
yeah,
size bird.
That's a good.
Like a pigeon sized bird.
Oh, they're gnarly looking. They look like
Gnarly.
in like a cool way.
They're so cool.
It's like I have a dress on with a fancy feather hat.
Yeah. I think it's the shape of a hummingbird. If a hummingbird was the size of a pigeon,
That's
it's
a great
got.
way to describe it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's got like a long hummingbird kind of beak, but
Mhm.
it's got a mohawk. Like a sick, high fashion orange mohawk with black tips. It has black wings with white stripes. It is a striking bird.
No way that's smelly.
Oh, it's like smelly on so many levels.
When I was doing all the research, I didn't see it.
That
So
bird
it's
was
not
cool as
smelly.
fuck looking.
smelliest guy.
Okay.
Okay. Tips. It
Hold
has
on, look
black
at this
wings-
man. Hold on. Hold on. Look at them. Thank you, Booty. Look at this silly little guy. Oh my gosh. I love birds too. He's so beautiful. Should I make the podcast bigger and my art smaller? Oh, look at them. Bless.
wings with white stripes. It is a striking bird.
No way that's smelly.
Booty said no.
It's like smelly on so many levels.
When I was doing all the research, I didn't see any of this, so this
It's
is not
the
a spoiler for me.
stinkiest, smelliest guy.
Okay.
Okay. They eat insects mostly, but they also eat lizards, earthworms, beetles. This is funny. The male hoopoes utter a pure, far-carrying note quickly repeated that sounds like poop, poop, poop.
Oh, nice.
They produce up to 20 to 30 bursts of pooping a minute.
Love that. Lots of pooping.
Would you like to hear it?
Yeah.
It really does sound like
I'm excited
Poop.
to hear.
stand by. I just think that's funny. I think it's funny that their vocalization sounds like poop and that their name is Hoopoo.
I love it.
Strong start. This is what they sound like.
I forgot what I did before.
He's
Are
like
they
a
really
pig.
saying
I
poo?
like it. It's very soothing.
It's nice.
I like that. I wish
You
we
want to
had
hear
more.
something not nice?
They're smelly?
Yes.
Okay.
This is world's smelliest. After all, they're cavity nesters, so they use holes in trees, walls, and cliffs to nest. Sometimes they also
Okay.
nest on the ground. I don't know. It's over here, I guess.
Excuse me.
One of the reasons that they're smelly is because they eat insects, and so they will probe in dung to search for like grubs
Okay.
and stuff. So like they're potentially
Ew.
covered in poo poo,
Nice. Okay.
which is kind of gross. But that's nothing. If they're alarmed, the birds will release a fluid that stinks of rotting meat from a gland above their tail.
Ew.
Weird.
So if you scare them, they will shoot rotting meat smell from their tail gland.
Oh my god, so
So
it's like
they're
a
kinda like a
skunk.
skunk.
It's like a bird
In a
that
bird
Sort of.
skunk.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Okay. I don't know how.
Females, if you scare them, they can lean forward and forcefully eject gut contents. Up
Okay.
to 50. Why did that? He looked really repulsed, and then I said gut contents, and he was like, oh, okay.
It's just vomiting. It's just a different word. Word choice.
Up to 50 centimeters. 20
20
inches.
20 inches. It's pretty
20
far.
inches. That's significant.
For a pigeon-sized bird. Yeah.
Yeah. So they can forcefully eject their gut contents, which stinky.
Is it-
Gross.
Is it stinkier than a vulture? You think? Because they're eating insects.
No, I bet it's not as
Okay,
stinky as a
okay.
vulture. It gets worse.
I don't know how, but keep going. Sure.
This is the coolest one, I think. Mothers will use their beaks to coat their eggs in a secretion that's produced in her oil gland that smells like rotting egg.
That's so cool.
Isn't that so smart?
That's crazy smart.
And it's not just because it deters predators, because now all these eggs smell like rotting egg. It
Right.
also has antimicrobial properties.
Wow.
So it prevents the embryos from bacterial infections. So initially, when they lay the egg, it just smells
Okay.
like an egg.
Right.
But then they cover it. In
So
all these
this
gross
is
secretions, and
the-
it smells like a rotten egg.
This is
That's
the
so smart.
animation I've been
I like
working
it.
on
They have such a higher survival
when I
rate.
went on my little weekend trip.
Significantly.
It gets worse.
Oh, how?
Once the babies hatch, they quote paint the nest cavity with poo poo.
Okay, that's normal for caverny birds.
It gets worse.
Oh, okay.
Once the babies are 6 days old,
Here we go.
they can projectile poop at an intruder.
Nice.
So when the babies are 6 days old, if an intruder comes, they will turn around and they will point their butt up and they will projectile poop as a weapon.
That's amazing.
So they got projectile warfare. They got
A lot of that.
chemical. A lot of it. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, projectile warfare in the form of poo poo. They have
They got
projectile
poop.
warfare in the form of throw up.
And the anal
They
gland.
have projectile warfare in the form of anal gland, stinky, rotting meat smell.
Okay.
And they have chemical warfare in the form of rotting egg smelling oils that they coat their eggs in.
They're so cool.
But look at the babies.
Oh, they're so cute.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my god, the
It looks
baby is adorable.
like a American robin
It does.
baby, just like different colors.
It
more
just
black
looks like a
and white on the wings,
baby.
that ginger head. So it's nice.
It looks like if you took a baby American robin and you dressed it up for Halloween.
Yeah.
And it's got like an orange mohawk and it's got the striped wings and it is cute and freaking cool looking. I love these birds. I loved reading about these birds. I think they're so funny and so interesting
That's super cool.
and really smelly. And my dream now is to one day smell one.
All you. That is all you.
I'll be sniffing eggs for the rest of my
I'm wait,
life.
hold on.
Hope I
What
get to find
pen
a
is
poop egg.
this?
Yeah, yeah. The sulfur rotting smell doesn't bother me too much.
That's weird.
The rotten meat sends me over the edge. I can't do it. Can't do
What's the worst smell in the world to you?
it. My next animal.
Minus celery.
Okay. The smell?
I hate the smell of celery. Makes me ill.
It's
Nauseous,
so weird.
even.
Studio pen.
Okay,
My
it's
bad.
not a bit?
Not a bit.
Okay.
Can't stand it.
So to get back at you when you yell at me at Alveus, I can just put some celery right in front of your face.
You could, but I'll throw up, and then you'll throw up.
We all lose, so I won't do that.
Okay, I
The
found the
worst
pen,
smelling.
y'all.
And the animal that's made me throw up the most is a turkey vulture.
Okay, I'm so glad you're doing this one because that animal has never made me throw up, but it is the worst animal smell I've ever encountered in my life.
I would not show up to work for days because of this animal.
Okay, that's
So-
irresponsible.
No, like I'd work from home because like I'll tell you why in a second. too.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil the story. So
Thanks,
turkey
booty.
vultures, absolutely amazing. Love them. Hate their vomit. They would be the perfect animal, in my opinion, if they didn't vomit everywhere.
You guys probably know of turkey vultures. They're very common, very widespread, at least in the U.S. But it's just like a big black bird, and it has a naked, pinkish, reddish head. It's a vulture.
White underside on the wings. They're really good at soaring, and they've got like a 6-foot wingspan. I looked up the numbers. So 53% of our audience is U.S. watchers.
Oh, okay.
So
Y'all know turkey vultures.
they
They're the
know
ones on the side of the road.
Yeah, they're from the southern tip of South America all the way up to
The southern
like
tip,
middle of
eh?
Canada, southern Americas. But for all the EU watchers, yeah, they're really interesting looking, very New World vulture. So when you come over to America, you'll see them within, I don't know, an hour.
Probably.
Yeah, they're everywhere except for like cities.
If you look up and you see a bird soaring, it's big and black, and it's not flapping its wings, it's probably a turkey vulture.
Yep. So yeah, they got a 6-foot wingspan, 1.8 meters. They weigh
Hi,
around
ma'am.
5 pounds or 2.4 kilograms. So I want to dispel a naming myth about them. So they're not buzzards. Buzzards are different. We've got a picture here to show you. Buzzards are types of hawks over in the EU and in Asia and Africa.
Whispers.
And turkey vultures are completely different. So people just called them buzzards because when they came over, colonized the Americas, that was the only word they had for that bird. And so it kind of has stuck around. Kind of like
Whisper.
buffalo bison, kind of same thing. So turkey vultures, they love to eat dead things. But sometimes they'll eat fruits and grasses. One of the turkey vultures.
They
Hi,
love
ma'am.
Cantaloupe
Yeah,
and
cantaloupe.
watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cute. I love turkey vultures.
They'll go after bugs, and there's been only one time it's been documented that the turkey vultures went after live prey. It's
Yes,
very, very
ma'am.
rare, but a lot of
Whisper
farmers will
says
feed
hi
them
to
because they think they'll go after their
everybody.
calves. So
Great. It's awesome.
turkey vultures are
Hi,
really good.
honey.
I'll talk about how good they are in the future. Help cleaning up roadkill and whatnot. So they're a good thing to have. Don't shoot them. Bottom line. So I have a little quiz for you.
Hi, Whisper. Come here.
What is a group of vultures perching called? Like this.
A flock.
For the audio listeners, we have a bunch of vultures in a tree. It is called a committee.
A
Okay.
committee of
What is
vultures?
a group of vultures eating called?
A restaurant.
For audio listeners, it is 6 vultures just devouring a carcass that we're looking at, and it's called a wake.
A wake.
Mm-hmm.
Awake?
Yeah.
You gotta know this one though.
I'm sorry. When vultures are sitting in a tree, they're called a committee. And when the vultures have gathered up to eat, it's called a wake. Dude, scientists are weird.
What is a
Okay.
group of vultures flying called? Bunch of vultures
Jen!
in
Hi,
and
Jen.
they'll circle and ride a thermal.
A tornado?
A flight. A fleet.
What do you put tea in?
A cup.
What do you make hot water for tea in?
A kettle.
There you go. Good job. You got one.
Yay!
A kettle? Okay, hold on. Jen, hello. I'm doing good. I'm even better now that you're here. Hi. I hope your Friday's going well. It's Friday. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. I don't remember the rest of the song because I'm a fake fan. I'm not a fake fan. I just have memory problems. Yeah. So, okay. Today we learned that vultures sitting in a tree, like a group of vultures that are sitting in a tree, is called a committee. A group of vultures that are feasting is called a wake. What? And then vultures flying, vultures circling around in the air is called a kettle. Why?
What do you make hot water for tea? And
A kettle.
yep. There you go. Good
Why
job.
are they
You got
called
one.
a kettle?
Yay! I got that.
Yep.
A
good job.
kettle
Myself.
of vultures?
So their populations is very stable.
What
IUC
the
informed us,
actual
as far as
fuck?
concerned, they're everywhere. Not
What
worried
does it
about them. It's great.
mean?
Predators for them are there's
Which,
not
by
really
the way,
lots.
is incredible for vultures because most vultures are not doing well,
Yeah, especially old
are
world vultures.
endangered.
I'm so glad you're here,
Take these guys out a
Jen.
lot. Lead poisoning from like hunting carcasses that weren't recovered. Kill these guys, but they really don't have any predators. Maybe when they're young and on the ground because they nest on the ground, they'll have mammals come and
Yes,
but
isn't that
pretty rare.
great?
So
It
what's
is. They're called a
very interesting about the
murder.
turkey vultures is they have the world's best smell or sense of smell.
I
But
love
they
it.
also have, in my opinion, the worst smell ever. When
I
they vomit.
love it. It's so great.
Vomiting is a defense mechanism that they use.
I love
What
corvids.
makes their
I love
vomit very interesting
corvids.
is their GI tract is extremely acidic. They can eat roadkill that has anthrax, rabies, botulism, all these crazy diseases, and the acid neutralizes most of that. And they also live with that stuff in their gut to create a symbiotic relationship that gives the bodies, the vultures, antibodies, stuff like that. It's a whole. I won't go into that, but the acid just melts the meat and traps all the gases in there, and then the gas really doesn't escape, and it's hot and warm and gross in there. And so when they're nervous, when they need to fight off a predator, they will just vomit it. And if it gets in the predator's eyes, it causes temporary blindness. And sometimes it's not the worst smell ever, and they're just giving a predator the meal because they can go off and find another meal.
Oh my god.
If it's not too stinky.
That's hilarious.
It is so bad. I've never had it on me, but I'm gonna give you a story.
I've never had it on me either. Guys, imagine taking hot, rotting roadkill on the side of the road, ripping it up, putting it in a plastic bag, and then leaving it in the sun for hours, and then just...
I think that's like half the smell. I don't know where the other half comes from because I've smelled that.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Okay.
Ooh, yay,
doable.
you're wheating.
But
Oh,
this is something else. So
I love that for
we
you.
had a turkey vulture.
I hope your pizza's
American English Foundation
delicious.
called George. You've seen George on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
He would walk around.
I hope your pizza's
and he would say hi at the
delicious.
office. Old man would walk
And your
around.
work is going to go
And he
great.
particularly
You
liked to
got
come
this.
to the area that I was at, the studio. And he would come in and maybe
You had a
20%
vulture hit the
5%
roof of your
time,
car? That's
he would vomit
what?
just
Why?
randomly in there. He was just
That's
I've never seen him do it when you're not
bananas.
scared.
he's just older. He has some crop motility issues.
Oh no.
And he would just vomit. And they got pretty good about knowing when to stop him and get him out before he vomited. But they let it go a few times. And we had carpet in there to help with sound.
No.
And I was in a meeting. I was on a Zoom call. And just there's George poked his head around like,
It
oh, hi,
almost
George,
hit your
I didn't
windshield.
pay
That's
attention to him. And then
bananas.
all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, I just got hit, just a gigantic punch in my nose from the vomit that he left right next to me that I didn't see him. Just reeked of sweet, rotting, pungent meat mixed with the hellfire of Satan.
The hellfire of Satan.
Awful. And I immediately, some vomit started coming out of my mouth right on the Zoom call. I'm trying to rip off.
Oh my god.
I run outside, blow all my lunch into the gravel driveway, and I just heaved for like 3 minutes straight.
Oh my
And
God.
I asked them to get me my keys, hand my keys. I went home. I was like, I didn't go back in that office. And
Wow.
I came in the next day, and it's like 9 a.m. I walk in, still a little smell of that, and I almost lost my breakfast. Like, nope, I'm just going home. I'm just gonna work from home until they can air out this place, because the carpet just held onto it.
Carpet is crazy.
Yeah.
In this situation, you're really.
Why would
selling
you
yourself
have
on it.
carpet
It
around
smells really, really
animals?
bad.
Like, that's
It smells
so
really, really bad.
dumb.
I've never smelled it indoors. Maybe that's the difference.
Sure.
I've caught up vulture. I used to be a wildlife rehabilitator, and I've caught up vultures that have thrown up outside, and it's like
Sometimes it's not bad.
But I'm not. I've never thrown up from a smell. I'm not like sensitive
Oh,
in that way.
that gives me. I'm
That's
thinking about this.
so. Oh God, don't throw up.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna put
Damn,
that in my
that's
mind, 'cause that is gross
wild.
to think about. I was getting
Because
sweaty.
that vulture,
So
Oh my God.
it's
it
bad.
definitely would.
So
It
that's
could
why
have
I
broke
think
your
it's the
windshield for sure.
world's smelliest.
So valid. It's
So.
it's the worst animal smell I've ever encountered, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so what's weird is they have the best smell ever. So you would think their vomit wouldn't smell that bad, but their smell is so good that they can smell a freshly dead carcass within 12 to 24 hours of it dying from miles away. And it just depends on the weather conditions. It's
Yep,
sad
it's going to
that
be
it takes a
gone.
while.
Say, yep, every
What's really
day,
cool
every
about them is
time.
they can pinpoint a carcass, and black vultures will follow them because black vultures don't have a good sense of smell. And the turkey vultures will get there first, eat what they can. The black vultures will follow them and bully them off because they're more aggressive to get that meal. So it's really cool. The last cool story I'll tell you about them is in the 1930s, concentrations of ethyl mercaptan began to be added to natural gas pipelines. This odor helped in locating natural gas leaks. The odor of ethyl mercaptan is given off naturally by corpses. As a result, this addition to gas line attracted turkey vultures. Making use of this observation, the presence of turkey vultures can alert field petroleum engineers to possible gas leaks.
Neat.
Yeah.
Never heard that.
So using vultures to save money.
That's
Don't
so
need
cool.
drones.
Again, vultures save us so much money, guys. Like the amount of roadkill they clean up and disease they prevent from spreading to us. It would cost so much money. Connor said these numbers before, but it would cost so
hundreds
much
of millions
money.
of dollars.
It's actually super interesting. So, like, vultures vultures literally can break down disease, rabies, like they keep saying, like, there's a whole bunch of them, like really wild shit that would just kill other animals, kill humans, hurt animals, humans. Vultures can literally eat the stuff that has that in it, like rabies, let's say, and then rabies gone. So, like, there's this thing, I believe it was in India, where they were like, ew, vultures, gross, we don't want them around. So there was a huge, like, literally they started like actively letting people hunt them. So they were like, hey, if you kill vultures, that's good. We love it. Please do this. We hate them. Yeah. So the episode we're listening to right now, Jen, is on the world's stinkiest animals. So that's why they're talking about vultures. And then um they went and they're like, hey, let's kill all the vultures, right? So they decimated the vulture population in their area. And the amount of disease that spread because of things that had died just naturally in nature that weren't being cleaned up. And then they also had huge outbreaks of rabies. And so any stray dog population and some of the other animals that were around, maybe closer to humans, they're all getting rabies. And so because they decimated the vulture population that actually would like clean up their little area and get rid of all of the um like disease and shit. So they actually had to rehabilitate the vulture population in those parts of India. Cause it fucked their shit up. They were like, well, we need vultures back, please and thank you. The rabies is going wild. It's so fucking interesting. It's so interesting. And we don't really know, we don't really realize how much work they do for us. All right, let me go check on Whisper. Let me go check on her stuff. She is screeching, and that's fine. I'm going to go check on her stuff real quick. So let me just put the podcast back on. And then
If we
You
had,
said billions.
we'll go check.
it could be up to $1 billion, just depending on how bad.
So much money to
Yeah.
to do that service ourselves. They do us a huge service.
Yep.
Shout out vultures and
Huge.
their stinky vomit.
What do you have for us next?
I think this is our first plant on World's Wildest.
Cool.
Is it? Have you ever done a plant? I don't think
No.
I've ever done a plant. Okay, this is very exciting. You've probably heard of it. It's called Titan aurum. It's also called a corpse flower.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The scientific name is Amorphophallus titanum, which in Latin is large misshapen penis.
Oh, great.
Kind of crazy.
Love that.
It is a giant. Have you heard of this flower?
I've briefly, like on a TikTok
Okay.
or something, yeah.
It's a giant flowering plant. It's native to tropical rainforests in Sumatra and Indonesia. Technically, it's a bunch of flowers grouped together. But
Okay.
if you think of it as one flower, it is easily the largest flower.
Is this the
in
one that only
world.
blooms every
Mhm.
so often? Yeah.
Yeah. Guess how tall I can grow? Don't look at the screen. Guess.
Half of you.
No, I'm 5 feet tall. For reference,
Okay. 2.5 feet. Yeah, that's what I guess.
12.
Huh?
Yeah, look at it.
Holy crap.
It can be 12 feet tall. That's 3.7 meters. This is it unbloomed. This is it not bloomed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you want to see what it looks like bloomed?
Why would they put that indoors? But sure, I want to see what. Oh,
What do you think?
that's not what I was thinking. I have no clue about this one then.
Unbloomed, chat. It looks like if you've ever seen a butterfly chrysalis. Is that too specific? Like one of the green ones. Okay, you ever
Yeah.
seen a bean?
Sure.
You ever seen like a edamame bean or a green bean? It kind of looks like one of those, but it's freaking 12 feet tall. And then when it's bloomed, it looks like a funnel that's bright green on the outside and purple on the inside, and then it has a giant spike, a giant yellow spike coming out of it. It's incredible.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's a huge flower. It takes about 10 years before its first bloom.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a very long-lived flower.
Okay.
The bloom only lasts 3 to 4 days.
Is this from like the Jurassic period?
It has got to be.
Yeah.
Look at it.
It's
Yeah.
so huge.
The bloom only lasts 3 to 4 days, and then it takes another 3 to 7 years for it to bloom again.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
That's a whole event.
it really is. And then after that, it can start blooming every 2 to 3 years. The blooms have attracted many of visitors
Okay.
and many fans online.
Sure.
You guys might know what flower I'm talking about, corpse flower, because they're at quite a few botanical gardens across the U.S.
Okay.
and probably other places. I only looked at ones in the U.S. and their blooms are like a spectacle because it only
Yeah.
happens like potentially every 7 years,
Right.
or every 3 years if it's a mature one. And the bloom, for the first 24 hours, puts off a scent described by the Huntington Botanical Gardens as a combination of Limburger cheese, garlic, rotting fish, and smelly feet.
That is so specific.
Limburger cheese,
Yeah, I mean-
garlic, rotting fish,
Ew.
and smelly feet. And the
It's a
reason
complex
it's so
odor.
famous is because people will go and like travel to visit this flower during the bloom
Yeah.
to smell it.
Ew. No, I
'Cause
would throw up.
you would throw up.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it's super strong. But the reason that that it does this is because it attracts a ton of beetles and flies.
Right. That's
Because
smart.
they're like, oh, time to eat like a dead animal,
Right.
and then the flower just tricks them into pollinating it, and then it stops smelling, and then it goes dormant for another 7 years.
That's crazy.
3 years, 7 years, whatever.
All right.
Yeah, really sad thing about these plants, they're endangered. People don't think about
Right.
the fact that plants can be endangered sometimes. I don't think plants get enough credit.
They don't get enough like data either.
Yeah, plants are obviously very, very important for ecosystems and for us.
Yeah.
And plants can be endangered. This is one of them. There are less than 1,000 individuals
Wow.
remaining in the wild, which is super sad. Their population has declined over 50% in the past 150 years because of logging conversion of forest habitat to oil. Endangered. This is one of them. There are less than 1,000 individuals
Huh.
remaining in the wild, which is super sad. Their population has declined over 50% in the past 150 years because of logging
50% decline of their
palm plantations because they're in
damn.
they're in
That's fucked.
South America?
Sumatra and Indonesia, I think is
yeah.
what I said. Yeah, Sumatra and Indonesia. So lots of oil palm plantations. Because they're endangered, there are lots of botanical gardens that are doing conservation work, which I have never ever thought about conservation work of plants in captivity, which is bad because I'm a conservationist, but I've never hooked into plants. But it is so interesting.
I feel like it's probably a bit easier to do than animals too.
Do you
especially
guys?
for release.
Yeah. Do you guys know how? Do you guys know how plants reproduce? I feel like we were taught this once in biology in like 8th grade, and then people don't actually know.
Sure. Yeah.
Explain, Connor.
They pollinate sperm and the egg,
Yes.
and then they have flowers and fruits, and it just depends on which ones. And some are haploid, some are diploid. Those fancy terms. And they do their genetic thing. I like
Their genetic thing.
Yeah. They're complex because there's so many different types,
are.
especially
Plants
trees.
Are so interesting. We have a diagram. I will explain. So, there are both self-pollinating plants and plants that only cross-pollinate. And by that, I mean there are plants that have both male and female parts, and they can pollinate themselves, or reproduce with themselves. And then there are plants that only have male parts or only have female parts, and then they have to cross-pollinate. So this is an example of a plant that can self-pollinate. It looks like a lily or something. The male parts of the flower is called the stamen, which is the anther and the filament. If you're an audio listener, it's like the part of the flower that looks like a little coffee bean on top of a long tube. And that's where all the pollen is, right? So the male parts are producing the pollen. And then the female part is the middle. It is the stigma, or it's the pistil, which is made of the stigma, the style, and the ovary. So it's the sticky bit in the middle of the flower that is connected to the ovary at the center of the flower. And the way pollination works is bees will come to flowers, and they will rub up against pollen, and then transfer the pollen from the male part to the female part. And that is how flowers pollinate. They cross-pollinate because bees go from flower to flower, and they move pollen from one flower to another. That's why we would not have any flowers without bees. That's why we wouldn't have
mosquitoes.
Fruits, fruits without bees and other pollinators.
Right.
Strawberries. You guys ever seen a strawberry flower? We need pollinators to have strawberries, for example. So it's very interesting the way that it works. And they're working really hard. Chicago Botanic Garden is heading this project for corpse flowers.
That's cool.
Yeah, they've had to collect genetic material from corpse flowers from 140 U.S. facilities, both private and public. There are 140 corpse flowers in the U.S. I didn't know. And they're trying to maintain genetic diversity in captivity with them. So they're like making pedigrees for all these flowers and like family trees and trying to figure out how to maintain genetic diversity to save this flower because it's endangered. And so after the pollination begins, after the flower blooms, scientists go in there and they collect all the pollen, and then they freeze it, and then they bank it, and then they send it to other institutions.
That's so cool.
This is what the reproductive parts of a corpse flower look like. It is a self-pollinating flower. So we're looking at a picture. It's really hard to describe. But the top is like a bunch of little white dots that kind of look like Tic Tacs. Those are all the male parts, and then underneath
interesting.
that is a bunch of tubes.
Purple
That
tubes.
Series
they're
of
like
tubes.
and those are the female parts that will
cool.
accept the pollen
Nice.
from the male parts.
Huh.
Super freaking interesting. I went down a rabbit hole today of flower breeding.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Did you know if you have like zinnias or like a flower that has different colors, if you want a specific color, you can go in with like a paintbrush and you can take the pollen from one flower and then like dab it into the underside of the flower where the female parts are.
Oh.
And then once the flower produces seed, you can take the seed and plant it and you'll get a bunch more of that color.
That's so
and if
cool.
there's a color you don't like, you can just cover it up so it doesn't get pollinated.
Oh,
And then you can have all purple or all pink flowers.
Oh
You
my
can
gosh, that's really
hybridize
interesting.
roses this way
Yeah.
by taking pollen from one rose and putting it with another rose and making a hybrid colored rose. So
That's cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna become a plant breeder. That's my new pursuit
All you.
in life.
Ella and my mom are like the two that I do plants for me. That's all. I rely on them.
I want to breed plants.
All you. Go for it.
Anyway, corpse flower. Our first plant for World's Wildest. How fun and
Nice.
fresh.
Love that.
Yay.
Well, I have everyday smelliest.
Great.
So it's what you'll encounter every day. Well, not every day, but potentially. So, are you familiar with dog anal glands and how they smell?
Yes.
No,
So
I'm not.
They are a gross, pungent, fishy smell.
Fishy
That's
is so
disgusting.
Yeah, it's weird.
true. Yeah.
What do you
So the
mean,
reason
dog
they have
anal
is they mark
glands?
territory when they poop.
That's
So,
just. Oh my
Stacy's
god.
gonna, our producer, bring up a diagram here of. Yep, it is a.
Ew.
I have to
Ew.
explain this. Okay, it is a dog pooping for audio listeners. Very intense diagram. So the poop has to be hard enough to express those anal glands ever so slightly when it poops through. And if it doesn't, then it can become impacted. And there's some breeds of dogs or some individuals that have predisposed blocked anal glands, and they have to be expressed.
No. By the way, audio listeners, Connor chose a drawn photo of a dog pooping where you can see the poop coming out.
Of
It's
the
a great photo.
butthole.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yep.
Thank you.
So I was a vet tech for 6 years. So I had to do a lot of anal gland expressions. I'm
No.
a pro at it. I'm like one of the best. So it's very strange, but it's very smelly. So
How do you express them?
you squeeze them, like popping like a zit almost.
Oh my god.
You have to like. Well, it's actually more like milking an udder,
Ew.
but it feels like popping a zit because it's blocked.
Ew, ew, ew. Ew,
So
ew, 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 ew.
if you have a dog that you want to get its anal glands expressed naturally, what you can do is put in 2 teaspoons or tablespoons of canned pumpkin into the dog's food. They love it. It gives it that hardens up their poop a little bit, so they can just naturally express that. You can also ask your vet just to be safe. So the other thing is a stink bug. Familiar with stink bugs, right?
Yeah. I've never smelled one though.
Really?
I mean, I've been around plenty of them, but they've never like stunk.
So they'll only really like put off their odor if they're squished or if they're being defensive.
Valid.
So if you kind of like just move them out, they're still a little stinky, but it's not too bad. So they're native to Asia. They're invasive species, actually. Came over in the 90s. They're agricultural pests now.
Oh, stink bugs
They
are an
have a
invasive
sharp,
species.
acrid
That's
odor.
wild.
And the reason they have this odor is it's a defense mechanism, so animals don't eat them. They only give off the smell when they're feeling threatened. And what's interesting is they have to create this liquid pretty fast. They have, let's say, tanks in their body full of liquid. They have to combine it, multiple liquids, to create this nasty smell. And they have like these tube-like structures that shoot it out of the side of their body to aerosolize it and get it up in the air. So
Wow, that's very impressive.
Oh yeah, it's a very good strategy. They're very stinky. So if you have a stink bug that comes into your house, just put it on a paper towel or magazine and put it outside.
I like them. I think they're cute.
What do they
Audio
look like to you?
listeners, it's just like a little arrowhead shaped bug that's gray. Nothing crazy to look at, to be honest, but I think they're kind of cute.
Don't squish them.
don't squish.
Yeah, you're gonna hate that.
Wait, all of the stink bugs I've ever seen were green.
And the last thing that you're familiar with is a skunk.
I love skunks.
Skunks are awesome,
Love skunks.
and they're way cooler than I thought they were.
Okay, explain.
Of course, we all know, or we should know, kind of what a skunk smells like. If you've been around marijuana, that's kind of what it smells like. It's a sulfur smell, smells like spoiled cabbage or rotten eggs. They spray a yellow volatile oil. It's actually an oil that comes out and it aerosolizes.
It's an
or-
oil, which is
and
why
that's
it's
what
so
you
hard to
actually
get out
breathe.
when like if you have a dog
they
that
can do
gets
up to
sprayed.
10 mLs of fluid, up to 20 feet. It's a lot, right?
That's a lot.
It is. It's a lot of fluid.
What are you doing, Connor?
It's about that much.
Audio listeners, he threw 10 milliliters of fluid at me for some reason.
I was pretending to be a skunk. So they can spray 5 to 6 times before they need to refill, which takes 8 to 10 days to refill. So it takes a lot of energy. And if you come across a skunk, just back out slowly. Try not to seem like you're being like a predator, because they don't want to waste that energy on you. And if you do get sprayed, because you like spook them or something like that, there's lots of resources online on what to do. But tomatoes is not one. Tomato juice.
I was going to say, I thought you were just going to say that's the way. And I was like, no way.
No, tomato juice is.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Right.
It's a myth.
Yeah.
And you really got to get it all out or off of you, because it's so smelly that it can still be smelled at 1 part per billion in the air.
I have no reference for that, but yeah, that seems crazy.
It's a lot. So very, very smelly.
Wow. I love skunks. Baby skunks are in my top 10 cutest animals, easily. So cute.
Baby
Just like a mini skunk,
skunks.
so fluffy, so cute. And I love their little faces.
They're great.
So cute.
Love them.
Nope.
Quiz time.
Quiz time.
I'm ready.
Okay, currently Connor's in the lead, 4-3.
I thought I was in the lead.
Nope. Suck it.
Oh.
Suck.
You win all the other ones.
Okay, the question is, what type of crab is able to scare off potential predators by creating a growl via the teeth located in its stomach?
That's cool. No clue.
A growler crab.
Incorrect, no.
Damn it.
A blue crab.
No. It's a spooky kind of crab.
Wait, is that the name?
No.
Oh,
A boo crab.
It's called a ghost crab
ghost crab. Okay.
or a sand crab.
Interesting. That's
They-
cool.
That's cool.
Many of them have teeth in their stomachs for grinding food, but researchers discovered ghost crabs can use it to make noise and communicate.
That's amazing.
Neat.
Love that.
Fun fact of the day.
Nice.
All right, guys. I think that is all for today. World's stinkiest, world's smelliest, world's yuckiest. Who do you think wins? I think it's the vulture.
I was very had a very
Wait,
strong
I
narrative.
am leading trivia.
Wait, what?
Our editor said Maya's leading trivia 4-3.
Oh.
Loser.
Oh my.
Take it. That's
no.
actually so embarrassing for
That
you.
is
You gloated
bad.
so hard.
Can we edit that out?
No. No. That is it for World's Smelliest. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you
Very
go out
stinky.
there and like smell some smells and live your life.
Don't spook a skunk.
Don't spook a skunk. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all of your positive
Yes.
reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for subscribing on the
That button.
YouTube channel
And liking this video.
and liking this video. Thank you for checking out our Patreon, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, guys.
See you on the next one.
Yeah, true. The other thing is it makes their
Now. There we go. World's smelliest. Ooh, world's loudest.
That's
and like I close my
Very-
mouth.
The world's
It gets even
loudest.
crazier. So a calf came up to a camera person, and the camera
surely
person
it's just a little baby.
pushed the calf away. The calf got
It's just a little
angry,
baby.
started
He's not
vibrating
gonna
with
do-
massive clicks in its head, paralyzed the guy's arm for 4 hours.
I'm sorry.
Oops.
Hello.
How's it going?
Welcome to World's Wildest, episode 12.
World's loudest.
World's Loudest. If you guys have been here for all of these episodes, thank you so much.
Huge.
If this is your first episode, hello, my name is Maya. I'm a conservationist and I have an animal sanctuary and education nonprofit.
And I'm Connor, and I'm the director of operations at Maya Sanctuary, and also have a wildlife technology company that live streams bald eagles and ospreys and hawks and stuff. It's really fun.
Wicked. It's called Window to Wildlife. Check it out. The sanctuary is called Alveus Sanctuary. If you haven't checked it out, ALVEUS, go check it out. Now, we are doing World's Loudest today, which is going to be actually really great for audio listeners. Get ready. I have videos.
I did not. I'm just gonna try them. Like I'm gonna.
Oh, God.
There's no way for me to like really encapsulate the amount of sound.
That is going to be one of the problems. I
Yeah.
think we probably both tried to have comparisons so you can be like, oh, wow, that's loud. It's
I have
like
a chart.
it's
to,
like as
help
loud as
people.
this, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be good. And I'm very excited because today I have 2 bugs and I love bugs. So I think this is going to be great.
Okay. Cool. I have 2 ocean dwelling creatures, so that works
Great.
out.
Fun.
Can I give like a lay of the land, or do you already have like a map of like what the like types of sounds and decibels are?
No.
I'm gonna give a lay of the land real quick. Okay, so a whisper, it's 25 decibels. A normal conversation like we're having right now is 60 to 70 decibels.
Okay.
Substantial with substantial exposure for like 2 hours or more at 80 to 90 decibels can cause hearing loss.
Okay.
And then a chainsaw 3 feet away, we're all very familiar with that, 110 decibels.
Mhm.
Pain begins at, do you remember?
130?
125.
125?
Yeah. Jet engine at 100 feet away is 140 decibels.
Okay.
And then a sonic boom is 194 decibels, where sound turns into a sonic wave. Physical force.
Spooky.
And at the end, stay to the end if you want to learn about the world's loudest sound ever.
What is the loudest animal you've been around?
Macaws.
Same.
Yeah.
Parrots, for sure. Screaming parrots.
Hurts so
parrots.
So bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, they can be super, super
I
loud.
take that back. A miniature pig in a vet office.
Oh my God. Pig squealing. I'm sorry, not squealing. Screaming.
Yeah.
One of the worst sounds in the world.
It is. It goes pigs and then macaws.
Man, you're right. No, well, I think macaws actually are louder, but pigs are like, that was painful. I had to lift a pig into a trailer one time. Miserable experience. Would not recommend.
Vet care on a pig.
Oh,
I mean,
and they just don't stop. Oh my God.
it's incessant. yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
Not a good time.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we're not going to talk about either of those today. But I do have a fun one to start. It is called a lesser water boatman.
Okay.
It is an aquatic insect. They're found worldwide, like literally everywhere.
Okay.
In like any freshwater source, in pools, in like
I think
whatever.
I've seen a boatman, but I didn't know they
Probably.
made sound.
Oh, you're going to love it.
Okay.
You're going to be so into this one. They're herbivores. They feed on algae. They have straw-like mouth parts, and they inject enzymes into the plants, and then it like breaks down the plant, and then they suck it up.
That's cool.
Yeah, like a straw, like
Yeah.
liquid. They're about 1.5 centimeters long, so like they're the size of a flea. They're really small.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But they are the loudest animal in the world relative to their size.
Oh.
Because tell me why an animal the size of a flea can create a sound
cute.
that's, guess how many decibels?
Loudest to the size. Let's go 110.
99.
Whoa.
99 decibels. We're looking at a picture right now. I think it kind of looks like a fly, except instead of wings, it's just got long legs. And I like
And
the
it's
way
a
that it uses its
boatman.
legs. It like flaps them
Like to stay on
and
top of the water,
propels.
right?
Oh, so
Are they
cute.
in the
No,
water?
they
on top?
dive.
Oh, they dive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
They do. They breathe at the water surface, like most aquatic insects. But cool thing, they collect air at the water surface and they'll attach it to themselves as a bubble.
Oh, that's so
they
cool.
can stay underwater for longer. They're like little astronauts underwater. You know what?
Scuba
Astronauts
divers?
underwater are scuba divers.
Yeah.
They have like their own scuba gear. It's so
Yeah.
cute. Anyway, they're really, really cute. If you guys are near any freshwater sources and you hear buzzing, it definitely could be water boatmen.
Oh.
And you'll
what
probably
they are.
see them. If
Okay.
you see little tiny guys that are the size of fleas that have 2 long arms and they're flapping everywhere, water boatmen, maybe, probably.
They're cute.
This is why you're gonna love them. The males, the way they make the sound is they rub a ridge that's on their penis on their abdomen.
Let's go. Okay.
So their penis is an acoustic penis.
That's amazing.
It's like an instrument. But also 99 decibels, Connor kind of gave a comparison at the beginning. 99 decibels is like a passing train, is like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Is
What?
just really, really just below a chainsaw.
With his penis.
With his penis, which he's the size of a flea. So the penis is not even the width of a human hair.
Oh, it's a tiny
like,
penis.
Why?
I was
Why
expecting,
is it so loud? How?
That's ridiculous.
Imagine us.
Oh God.
Imagine a penis the size of a human hair and expecting it to be as loud as a lawnmower. It just doesn't make any sense.
No.
It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, they do it to attract mates. It's like that's how they find each other. And it's possible that bubble that I talked about,
Yeah.
they take it from the air and then they bring it under and then they use it as a scuba gear. I don't know anything about that.
Thanks. Yeah.
They use it as a resonator. So that might be why
Oh,
it's
smart.
louder, is
Yeah.
because they have that. Anyway, here's what it sounds like. I have a video. And I am, oh, there it is. Kind of sounds like a cricket.
So that's penis music.
It's penis
So if I hear
music.
that outside in the summer,
What
I
the
listen to some
fuck?
penis. There's gonna be a cool fact I'm gonna whip out often.
You're going to be hearing, it sounds a lot like a cricket. That people are going to be like, Connor, that's a cricket.
I'm going to a family reunion tomorrow. We're gonna be by a lake. I'm just gonna say that's penis music every time,
Okay, well, there you go. There's
and
your
then I'm gonna show
new
them that.
icebreaker fun fact for your next party. The loudest animal relative to its size makes a sound as loud as a lawnmower with its penis.
I love it so much.
And it's the size of a flea.
That is crazy.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well, kind of going in line of the penis music.
Really quickly, speaking of penis,
Yes.
by the way, we have a Patreon. And today, the episode that we're filming on Patreon is Connor and I are getting pitted against each other, guessing what the penis is.
Of the animals are.
What the penis bone. So
Yep.
we're going to see a bunch of baculums, which is a penis bone. And we're going to have to buzz in and guess what species it belongs to.
Yep.
If you're interested in that,
Oh,
check
so
out the
much fun.
Patreon. If you're not, there's other stuff on there too.
lot of good stuff. A lot of good verses.
It'll be a good time.
Well, yeah. Speaking of penises, we're going to talk about sperm whales.
Okay.
So that's my great segue. So sperm whales are okay. I knew they were cool, but I didn't realize how cool they were, and I feel like that's a theme. Of mine.
Interesting.
Like, I have a relative understanding of
I think
these
it's a theme
animals.
of World's Wildest.
Yeah.
I think you just don't know how cool something is until you learn about it.
It's so cool. So they're the world's largest predator. They're the world's loudest. They're the world's largest toothed whale, and they have the largest brain ever of any known animal ever to exist on the planet.
Relative to its size or period?
Period.
Their brain is bigger than a blue whale's brain?
Yes,
Why?
that's what they said.
That's
what scientists
crazy.
say.
Okay.
And like, it's the largest, like, from dinosaurs too.
How big
That
are
we
they?
know. We'll get to that in a second. Don't ruin that.
Okay.
All right. So they are characterized by a series of recognizable bumps on its dorsal surface, thick flutes, which flutes are the tails, and extremely large heads. Males, their heads are 1/3 of their body length, so huge heads. So their name comes from this type of substance, waxy-like substance in their head called spermatitis? No, spermatic? I'm butchering that. Spermaceta. I don't know how to say it.
Great.
Fail. Sorry. So it's a waxy-like substance found on the inside of their head, which is used for lamps and candles. So like the oil.
Sad.
And
Oh, they're huge.
they're gigantic. We're about to get to that. And they were first to believe to have sperm in them. And then their lifespan is 70 years old.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
What do you mean they were the first
the scientists thought at first that was sperm.
in their head?
Yeah,
I see.
not this oily substance.
Interesting guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
crazy. So their lifespan 70 years old.
Wow.
And their size is anywhere between 49 to 59 feet or 15 to 18 meters or like 11 miles. So they're a bit longer than a school bus.
Hmm.
So quite large.
Wow. Bigger than I thought. Okay.
Very big. Very scary. At the beginning, you saw they have the teeth in them.
Why?
Very
They're not
terrifying.
scary.
Oh, that producer, bring up the first picture that we had. It's so scary.
It's a picture of their teeth. They're probably very large individually.
Probably like size of your fist for this guy.
They're like
tooth.
probably traffic cones, right?
Oh, could be. Yeah.
Like some of those could be traffic cone size,
Sure.
or maybe like the little training cones that they use for soccer,
Yeah.
the little orange ones.
No. It's only on the bottom,
Oh, well, that's
There's
not
nothing
so
on the
bad.
top.
That's better than the bottom and the top.
but like, can you see the top? They like.
They
They
couldn't
have
eat
inserts.
a person though.
Yeah, they can.
They do?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you about that in a
Oh
second.
my god, I didn't.
Or they don't eat. They haven't been known to eat people, but like they could eat a person.
Okay, then don't give them the rep of eating people.
They could. Because
Okay,
people
so
are
could
starting
I.
to give them the opportunities to, which is really dumb. We'll get to that in a second. So,
Me and also the sperm whales both have the ability to eat people, but we probably will not unless it's somebody else's fault.
I was going to say this later, but you can pay $7,763 to go dive with sleeping sperm whales, and they'll only let you do sleeping because they're afraid that they might eat you if you're diving with them when they're awake.
How
and
do you
that's just for that. I don't know.
not wake them up?
I don't know. That's what the offer was
Okay.
on the internet
Wow.
from a semi-reputable diving company.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
but you have to go like really far out
Yeah.
because they only live in like really deep parts of the ocean. So they love deep water about minimum 200 meters or 655 feet.
Jeez.
That's like their minimum. They like
Oh my god.
maximum. So their diet is mainly large squid,
Yeah.
Even giant squid, because giant squids are now known to be real. So they do fight with giant squids, which is crazy. They're opportunistic eaters. They'll eat octopus, skates, crabs, sharks, and other fish. They hunt at the ocean floor or very near to the ocean floor.
I was just at the Museum of Natural History in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a replica of a sperm whale eating a giant squid, and
Oh.
it was like the size equivalent of like putting your hand on like a apple. Like, and the squid was
Oh,
wrapped
right.
around its head.
That is crazy.
It was such a cool model, but the
Mhm.
squid was wrapped around its head, and it was like that big compared to its head size.
Oh,
I
that's
cannot imagine
bananas.
battles like that in the
Yeah.
dark in the ocean.
It is actually crazy.
Your
So,
hand being the squid, the apple being the head of the whale, if that wasn't clear.
that makes sense. yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So they can eat up to, they're anywhere between 2,000 and 6,000 pounds of food a day, or 907 to 2,721 kilograms of food, or 200 to 600 miles a day.
A day? That
day.
seems so unsustainable.
It's
That
a
seems
lot.
really hard to maintain.
Well, you got to think, remember our Twilight Zone episode. There's so much biomass
Yeah, but you just gotta
down
be
there.
constantly eating.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they can dive up to a max of like 2 hours, but generally they'll dive 20 to 25 minutes, and kind of the max depth they'll go is like 3,000 meters or 9,842 feet.
Oh my gosh.
So they're going down there, and it's really dark.
Yeah.
So how do you think they hunt? Do they have really good vision? What do you
Do
think?
they echolocate?
Echolocation.
Wicked.
So this is where it gets even scarier. So their teeth are scary. It's cool scary though. Cool scary. I have this relationship with the ocean where I think it's very scary. I respect it. I think it's really cool, but I'm not gonna go mess with it. I don't want to. That's where they live. I don't want to go there.
I thought you liked like snorkeling or scuba diving and stuff.
I am an open water certified diver,
Okay, I'm confused.
but that's like 100 feet max.
Okay, sure.
Like I'm doing coral reefs. That's it. I'm staying where the light is.
Okay, fair.
never go into
That
something
makes sense,
better.
honestly.
Okay.
So would you?
Hell no.
Nope, I wouldn't. Nope, no, not for me. So they are the loudest animal on Earth. They're have been known to do echolocation clicks of 230 decibels.
What
So-
happens if you're in the water?
Oh, we'll get to that
Okay.
because there's some dumb divers that we're going to talk about. Not
Do
okay.
their
I
heads
can't-
explode?
I shouldn't say dumb. No, it doesn't go that far.
Oh, saved.
They're researchers. Again, okay, we'll get to that.
Okay, sorry.
So scientists say that 180 to 200 decibels is enough to kill you if it's a sustained
Yeah.
sound.
Sure.
So 230 is crazy. This sound is powerful enough to travel thousands of miles.
Oh, wow.
And there's a diagram popping up that shows kind of how they use their sound and the echolocation and all the organs. It's really cool system. It's very dark down there. They don't really need their eyes, so they're just using this very, very highly adaptable skill to find out what's down there. And because they can click so loud, they could just point down, click to massive depths to see what's down there. So they can get that 2,000 or that 200 to 600 miles of food a day. Because they can see what's down there. It's just wide open to them.
It sounds like a movie. Like,
It
does
does.
not sound real at all.
Bananas.
It does.
Okay.
It is crazy.
That's crazy.
So there's a group of divers from Darwin, which is a whale and dolphin research group focused on how they make their calls, their echolocation, all that kind of stuff. That's what they focus on. And they would go dive with these whales, which a lot of marine biologists like, you probably shouldn't do this. Like, we don't recommend this. Please don't have a bunch of people go out there and do this, because sperm whales, while they haven't been known to kill people, like
Excuse me.
in the modern age, there are reports in history of sperm whales eating people, but how true is that? We don't know.
Right.
But they could very easily eat you if they wanted to, but they're also not like docile to where like dolphins, like, oh, dolphins, like, you know, you can go swim
Dolphins-
with us and like maybe be okay,
Dolphins are docile.
but like they're less likely to kill you.
Sure.
So anyway, you shouldn't be swimming with marine wildlife unless you're like with a tourist group that understands all that kind of stuff and does like very far off distance, like whale shark viewing, where you're, 200 yards away from them swimming.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, don't get in the water with them. So these sperm whales do something called scanning, and this is something described by the divers that were in here or in the water with them. So they would get scanned, air quotes scanned, with a series of clicks to see that's used to see what that object is and what's inside that object. Can I eat that object? And kind of, they describe it as having x-ray vision because they can see the fleshy bits, how much bone, how much organs, all that. So if they know if they want to eat you or not.
Okay.
And the divers describe this as extremely painful, having these clicks thrown at them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting.
It's not the 230 decibel clicks, but it is powerful clicks to see what's going on.
I would like the pain described. Did they?
They just said it was extremely painful in their ears and all throughout their body, in their lungs. Anything that had air in it would just be
like
painful.
what, vibrating?
Yeah.
That's, again, this is a movie.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It gets even crazier. So a calf came up to a camera person, and the camera
Surely
person
it's just a little baby.
pushed the calf away. The calf got
It's just a
angry,
little baby.
started
He's not
vibrating
gonna
with
do-
massive clicks in its head, paralyzed the guy's arm for 4 hours.
I'm sorry. He like I'm just imagining like a little baby whale getting mad. You see that like cat gif where he's like mad and he's like
Yeah. Yep.
just like shakes.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. So he
He got
violently
paralyzed for
shook
4
and
hours.
paralyzed the
His
guy
arm.
because he pushed him.
Yep.
Is the man okay?
Do I?
Is the guy okay?
Yeah. It was just He was just, shooken up.
They're
Like,
not
you're
gonna have to
crying
cut this
right
because
now.
I wasn't even listening to you. And if there was like some tragedy, this would be really insensitive.
No.
Oh my god.
The diver's fine.
Oh my god. I wish that was on video.
I there might be
How
some
big are the
parts of it.
calves?
So
Surely he's just a little baby.
the calves are, let's
Oh,
see,
yeah.
2,000 pounds
That's okay. It's
or
just
907
2
kilograms.
horses.
Or
Just
200
two
miles,
horses.
Or they're
This
also
baby
11
is
to
so
15 feet
tiny.
long. This is when they're first born.
That's fine.
So 2 to 3 miles or 3.4 to 4.9 meters.
Just a little baby.
They stay nursing for 3+ years too. Also, while we're on reproduction, females, they're sexually mature by like 13. They reproduce every 4 to 5 years. So they're like slow to reproduce. So
that always sucks. Are they endangered too?
yes and no.
Okay.
So IUCN Red List lists them as vulnerable, but the United States Endangered Species Act lists them as endangered. So yeah, they were, which is kind of weird. Commercial whaling peaked in 1962.
Yeah.
Like people loved our parents loved their oil from the whales because they're really good for like lubricating car parts, machinery, perfumes. Like lantern oils were still a thing too.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. You could get 4 tons of oil from an average.
I'm proud of you.
Sperm whale. It's a ton of oil.
That's a lot.
Hi,
And commercial whaling
Micah.
has been going on since
I can't
1690
believe
and stopped
poor J-Hope
really in
scared me.
1987. But there was a ban on it in 1972.
Whaling
So
still happens.
Hi,
though.
they're trying to get it to come
Micah.
back because their
How are
population
You know how
is
you?
they?
up.
Have you guys ever thought about how you have to kill a whale or how you kill a whale?
Exploding
They're
harpoons.
huge. Grenade harpoons. You shoot a harpoon at it with a grenade on it, and it blows it up. And they don't work every time either. Sometimes you have to do several. It's like gnarly.
It's
Whaling
horrible.
is awful.
It reminds me of
Yeah,
like,
whaling's
bullfighting,
fucking
where you have to,
wild.
like, keep
How are
throwing
you
spears at the bull until it finally
doing?
dies,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Yeah.
So the American Veterinary Medical Association describes humane euthanasia as a like one-shot kill or like a one cut. Like you have to do one thing once, and that's humane. So if you have to do more than once, it's not humane. Do you know how they euthanize whales? They get beached. Did I tell you this?
They blow them up.
No, that's not an actual. They tried to. It was a really dumb idea. It was a dead one though. They were like trying to get rid of it. So I don't know why I got.
Oh,
into
you're
this
not doing
when I was
great.
looking to go to vet
I'm
school,
sorry
but
to hear that.
you slash their dorsal vein to let them bleed out because it's slow. They just fall asleep.
Is that even one-shotting? That doesn't seem
one
like a
cut,
one. Well, yeah,
and then they
but
slowly
like,
bleed out.
damn.
How else? Like the only
I
other
don't
method
know.
is a huge series of medications, like a 4
I'm-
series of medications.
I'm
that dash in the bones to
hungry.
stop the heart and the proton pumps and all this kind of stuff in there. But then they have to bury
Are
it
you
and move it
hungry?
because vultures will come down to try to eat it and die from the euthanasia stuff. But like, there's no guns that you can shoot them with in the head, and there's not enough of them to practice on. So really, it's just cutting that if you can't put them back in the ocean. So anyway,
Okay.
it sucks. All right, let's end on a kind of happy note.
Okay.
So going along with their clicks, their powerful clicks, they can stun fish, and then if a diver was next to it at 230 decibels, they would just
Explode.
their lungs would explode. I don't know if their whole body would explode, but like any air in them would just rupture.
Why
Their
would you pay
eardrums rupture.
$7,000 to go swim with them then?
I don't know, $7,762 or $63.
But that could happen at any time. Why would
Yeah,
you
if
want to
they
do
wanted
that?
to. People thrill
What if you're
seekers.
outside of the water?
You're fine. I mean, you could probably still feel
Ooh,
it, but,
pizza.
um,
Man, I
it's
think
really
you're the
just in the water. I mean,
second
these
person
clicks
Wow.
today
live
that's
thousands of
talked
miles.
about how y'all are
So
having pizza.
we've never seen a 230 decibel click hit a person, and I hope we never do.
Shelly.
But theoretically,
Maybe we could like put a
Instant death.
watermelon in there or something and just see what happens.
sure. I mean, we could just put a cadaver, see what happens.
No, ew.
Thank
Gross.
you.
I don't. All I need to see something explode. I don't need it.
I'm actually making an
Hey, World's
animation.
Wildest listeners and viewers, have you ever wanted to learn a new language?
I have wanted to learn a new language, Maya. I'll let her read the ad. So I'm actually making a an animation. So here, I'll put it over here. Make sure that you can see it. But yeah. So here's a oh. Oh, I don't know why. Oh, it didn't start at the beginning. That's why. Sorry about that. Hold on. Yay. So it's not done yet, but I'm working. I'm working hard. Oh, you're learning Netherlands and good English. Nice, Micah. Nice. Yeah, I'm currently learning Korean. There we go.
What's next?
I have been staring at this picture the whole time you've been talking. It's like
Okay.
made it really hard to focus.
Is it another
'Cause-
penis thing?
No.
Okay.
Do you know this sound? There's audio. Everybody knows this sound.
Yeah, everybody on chat complains on the Alveus chat. It's a cicada.
It's a cicada. He also knows that because he saw my computer today while I was researching. I said no spoilers, and he saw it.
I only saw a plant.
Okay, well, yes, it's a cicada. The African cicada is what I'm going to talk about today. And this is, I don't know if this is an African cicada. There's 3,000 cicada species. But this is the picture that's
3,000.
been staring at me since you've been talking.
That's a good
And
language
I
to
think it's,
learn.
like,
Yeah.
like, look at him on my computer.
He's very cute. Just staring at you.
It's one of the cutest insects to exist. Cicadas are. They're like, they just have the biggest eyes.
I actually ate one.
What? You
Was it-
accidentally?
I was at Boy Scout camp in Georgia, just like running, like playing tag or something. And I was like breathing and
That's
and like I closed my
They're
mouth at the same time.
huge.
I know. It was gross. I threw up.
they're like the size of like a date.
Yep,
Like they're
exactly.
you
Crunchy as
can't
hell.
just get that in your. Why don't you spit it out?
Because I was like closing my mouth at the same time when my back molar hit it, and like
God.
I didn't crunch all the way, but like I crunched enough to feel was it the carapace crunch
Ew,
or whatever?
dude. I hated that story.
Yep.
Apologize to him.
I'm sorry, cicada. Please don't fly into my mouth ever again. It's
Okay,
not a
one of
good
the
time.
cutest insects ever, guys. If you are an audio listener, it's like a fly, but it's got the biggest, cutest eyes, and he looks like he's just so sorry. He's
Yeah.
so sorry for whatever you're mad at him for. That's what he looks
Really
like.
cool wings.
He's
The
so
wings are, like,
sorry.
Transparent.
Yeah, they're
And like
beautiful.
with like veins going in there.
This is who you're bullying. When you bully me, do you see this cicada? Do you see these eyes? This is who you're bullying. How dare you? It's so cute.
They drink sap from
I love
trees.
all
They have a
languages, but some are
straw
hard to learn.
tube mouth. This
Yes.
is what their mouth looks
I
like.
wish I could learn all the
Um,
languages. I
Yeah,
would
they
love that.
They love doinking from trees. Look at his mouth part.
That is.
It
very
really is like a whole straw.
Yeah.
Like almost half the length of its body. It's pretty
huge.
impressive. This is the world's loudest
Do
insect.
they rub their straw against their belly?
No.
Okay.
This is the world's loudest insect. They produce sounds at guess
100.
and 7.
Oh.
107 decibels. Chainsaws
Wow.
are 110 decibels. Connor asked if they rub their straw on their body. No, they have a built-in instrument. It's called a timble.
A timble. That's so cute.
Yeah, it's right behind their wings.
It looks like your
Oh.
Very
Thatcher.
cool looking.
Yeah.
It kind of has stripes and it kind of looks like plastic. And the timble itself makes a clicking sound, but make
rub
the
their
sound
timbal.
so fast it sounds like a hum because it's just like constant
Right.
clicking.
Is the timbal independent, or do they rub something on it?
I think that they rub something on it, but I'm
That's
not
cool.
sure.
It reminds me of like the grates on like a AC unit.
Yeah, it does
and you
look like
run
that.
it back and forth.
Hi, meow
Mhm,
meow.
mhm, mhm. So once they reach adulthood, the males will spend all day screaming from the treetops to attract a mate. So that's why you hear them everywhere because males are just at the treetops screaming
Even at night.
all day, all night. They need a mate really bad. I went down a rabbit hole about cicadas today because, oh my God, they're so interesting.
Yeah.
Have you heard? It's 2024. Has everybody heard of the periodical cicada?
Oh, like the
Apocalypse.
emergence. Yeah.
Yes, the emergence of
It's in
the
like
periodical
Georgia,
cicadas.
right? South.
Yeah, I have a map
Eastern America.
for later, but most cicada species are annual, so they emerge each year, sometimes every few years. When I say emerge,
Yeah.
I mean the babies are in underground, and the babies will eat from tree roots.
Oh, cool.
So they're drinking sap from tree roots. The
Okay.
adults are drinking sap from trees.
Okay.
So the babies will bury themselves and drink from tree roots, and then they'll emerge. And annual cicadas are emerging every year or every few years. Periodical cicadas, there are 9 species of periodical cicadas. This is a bizarre concept too. There's only 9 species of periodical cicadas and 1 species of periodical centipede. And I think that might be, millipede. And I think that might be it.
Have a wonderful
Oh.
time zone
And
yourself,
cool.
The
Micah.
periodical
Have a
cicadas
good
of 2024
one. It's
are
always
2
lovely to see
different
you.
kinds,
Happy time
13-year
zone.
periodical cicadas and 17-year periodical cicadas.
They come out every 17 years?
Yes.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Why?
17 years. We don't know. I looked it up. I asked an entomologist. Everybody was just like, we don't really know like why they're down there for so long. The way that it works though is the adults will be in a tree.
Hi, meow meow.
They emerge from the ground, okay? They're babies. Let's start with them being babies.
Okay.
They're babies, they're underground. After they hatch from a tree, they drop down to the ground, they bury themselves underground, and they suck on tree sap
Okay.
underground,
Yep,
tree roots. They also,
What you want, baby?
how do they know to come out in 13 years? How do they know to come out in 17 years?
I don't know.
From the taste of the tree sap. The tree sap changes seasonally, and they count like they're drinking the tree sap, and then they'll be like, oh, here's another fall. I only 16 more falls to go.
They're smart.
It's so crazy.
Okay.
And then once 13 years or 17 years hits, they will emerge literally like zombies out of the ground.
Okay.
And they will climb up a tree. They'll molt in the tree. Here's a picture of them molting. This is the picture you saw today.
Yeah.
So they'll climb up
That's
trees
cool.
Hi,
and
meow
plants, and then they'll molt.
meow.
And so that's why you're seeing all these like crunchy.
I used to stick those. I have a record of having 75 of them on my body when I was a kid. I would go around and grab these and like stick them on me because they like hang onto your clothes. That's what we do in Georgia. Those are Georgia boy things to do. Cicada exoskeletons.
Okay.
It's not that weird. Don't make it weird.
No, it's fine. It's harmless.
Hi.
A molt is like the way that snakes shed their skin. Insects
Hi,
will molt their
baby.
exoskeleton. So Connor's talking about
Hi.
these like crunchy sheds or molts.
They're very delicate.
Whisper.
Very delicate.
There's
and
no
very
room,
crunchy,
baby.
crispy that you can stick on you. But they molt out of that, and then they get their wings.
Come on.
They're underground for 13 years or 17 years, and then they only live a few freaking weeks.
That's so lame.
Like, what is the point?
That is. Are they adults underground?
No.
Cat
Okay, so
They
extraction,
emerge and then they
yes.
molt into adults.
That's wild.
They're babies underground for
Yeah.
13 years or 17 years. Then they emerge, then they molt into adults with wings. They live for a few weeks. They scream for a few weeks and call for a mate, and then they mate, and then they lay eggs in a tree, and then the eggs hatch, drops to the ground, the babies
Okay.
burrow, and then you have to wait another 17
Hello,
years to see them.
Lee.
That is wild.
So weird. Guess summer of 2024 is big
is.
because there are 2 different broods that are emerging together.
There's a cat.
The
One group of
13
13,
Distraction.
and one group of 17. This only happens once every 221 years.
Oh, okay.
Like that's how it lines up.
Wild.
It's so crazy.
I bet I
this
could beat the
happens.
record of having the exoskeletons on me. I'm going down to Georgia.
Well, they're all dead now
I mean,
because they've all are. Maybe there are.
those
a bunch of
skeletons
molts
are
around.
Molts, yeah.
Yeah, but this is. Guess how many?
2 mil.
Guess how many they
3 mil.
expected to emerge in 2024? They haven't counted because how the hell?
69 mil.
No.
If you're gonna
I have a
use the
cat.
T-word, I'm gonna.
How are you,
I'm gonna use the
Lee?
T word and I'm gonna make it plural.
Okay.
Trillions.
I'm walking out. That's crazy.
Trillions.
I bet a lot of people accidentally
Trillions.
ate cicadas this year.
Trillions of cicadas zombieing out from the ground in the summer of
What eats them?
2024. Everything. This is the strat is if they all come out at the same time and they're all
Why are
a
you
food source
crying?
because this is just so funny. If they all come out at the same time and they're a food source for so many things, mammals, raccoons, birds, everywhere, anywhere, anything. They're just a great snack. By the way, people are eating them too. I don't know
What?
if you've seen this.
I
People are
mean,
making cicada pies and stuff. They're just like all over it.
Oh,
Everybody's
that's-
eating them.
That's a little far.
If you're allergic to crabs though, don't eat them. The strat is that they all come out at the same time, and because they're a food source for so many things, there are just so many of them. It's like there's gonna get to a point where there's too many to eat, so then the
Right.
rest of them will just reproduce and chill and then die.
It's a strat, yeah.
Yeah, so the strat is to overwhelm predators with food. But yeah, this is the map of where
Whoa.
they're emerging. They expect about 1 million cicadas per acre. Or they
That's
expected.
a weird line that it just like misses Michigan, New York.
It is weird.
Huh.
They respect state boundaries.
Yeah.
They respect
about 1 million
state
cicadas per acre.
boundaries.
Delaware
What?
is like 1.5 million acres.
A
So
million
a
cicadas
million
per acre?
1 million per acre. And the emergence zones, so trillions across all those states. This is a picture of what it looks like in a place where they're emerging this past summer. This is
Ooh.
2024. Don't make that sound.
Sorry. It looks like a bunch of maggots. Apologies.
No, it doesn't. At the tree roots, it's just a bunch of the molts that have fallen to the ground, and they look like crispy, crunchy
I
corn
bet
puffs.
I could get 200 on myself this time.
Crispy, crunchy corn puffs. Anyway,
They're so much fun to play with. Sorry.
I have never played with the
I will
molts.
find one. And
I
give it
found
to
a
you.
couple this year.
Okay.
But only a couple.
Do you ever make them into earrings? No? Okay.
No, but people have done that. I have a
Yeah.
picture of periodical cicadas that I forgot to put in the doc that I need to send so you can see what they look like. The periodical ones are cool and cute and handsome. They're like black and they have transparent kind of copper toned wings and red eyes. Really,
Oh.
really cool looking.
So you could tell them apart.
Yeah.
That's cool.
3,000 species of cicadas.
Kinda
Not
glad
very
it's
many periodical cicadas. What a treat for
Friday.
everybody. I know we're a little bit late for
Absolutely.
seeing them because they're all
Happy
dead.
Friday,
Right.
Because they
everybody.
were in the ground
They're
for 17
beautiful.
freaking years, and they come out and they're only there for a few weeks, and then they all die. But they did all lay eggs.
I'm sure they don't come out
Right.
all at once, though. Like they slowly come out over like a few weeks. So you're not just having like them all emerging at the exact same
Baby.
time.
Right, yeah, but they're all dead now
Baby.
Sad.
because they're
They're pretty.
But their eggs are about to hatch, so they've laid eggs, and then
Hi,
their babies.
honey.
They're gonna drop down into the soil,
How you
and then we will
doing,
not
Whisper
get to see them for
Girl?
another 13 to
How
17
you
years.
doing, Whisper?
Crazy.
But what a treat! I really
really
should have
cool.
traveled for this.
Hi.
Now that I've done this research, I wish that I went to one of these states just to be with them.
Oh.
I won't be able to do this for another 17 years, Connor.
221 now
baby.
for the huge emergence.
Hi, baby.
212. Oh my god, that's so true.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed out so bad.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, I've got a type of pistol shrimp
Mm-hmm.
called the Pink Floyd pistol shrimp.
Okay.
So I first want to, people get mantis shrimp and pistol shrimp confused. So a mantis shrimp is what you see a lot of like YouTubers or other people try to get punched by, and it's very hard, and they can like go through wetsuits and make you bleed. But mantis shrimp basically punch, while pistol shrimp do other crazy stuff by closing their claws, and I'll get to that in a second about their claw closing. So this specific Pink Floyd pistol shrimp was discovered in 2017. They named it after, the scientists named it after the band because of its bright pink red claw. Maya, describe to me what this pistol shrimp looked like.
This is not like a infrared. This is what it looks like?
This is what it looks like, yep.
Okay, it looks like an x-ray of a crawfish with a giant pink claw that's lit up like neon pink.
At the tip, it's like pink and then goes to red. Super cool. So they live in the eastern Pacific Ocean. They eat small fish, and it snaps its claws shut so fast that it reaches 218 decibels. So crazy loud, and it kills and stuns nearby fish so it can eat it.
Does it like boil the water around it?
Yes.
That's so crazy.
I have a Stanford study where we do the math on all that.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you, and people are going to be really cool.
Guys, your next science experiment, by the way, some people did do a microscope thing for Connor, so great work.
Thank you.
Your next science experiment is go be a pistol shrimp in the swimming pool and just open and close your hand as fast as you can, as much as you can, until the water boils around your hand. Tell us how long it takes.
Yeah, I like that. So its claw moves 60 miles per hour or 97 kilometers per hour. And like it's going like millimeters. So it's crazy fast. It's so fast that it causes a brief flash of light and creates a vacuum bubble that also has a temperature of 4,800 degrees Celsius or 8,672 degrees Fahrenheit, which is similar to the temperature of the surface of the sun. Actually crazy.
4,800 degrees Fahrenheit?
4,800 degrees Celsius.
What is the Fahrenheit?
8,672.
Oh my God.
I can't even comprehend that.
I can't either.
So surface of the sun. It's crazy. And it's brief. And it gets like really like
Okay, change of the experiment. Go crab hands in the pool until the water around you reaches the surface of the sun.
Yep.
Get back to us. Thank you.
So they do this by like having a inlet for water to flow into their claw and then quickly closing it, and the water kind of shoots out and creates this bubble and has all that happen.
So it's not actually clamping down on the fish. It's just the claw is a weapon.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, it doesn't clamp down on the fish at all. It
Oh my
does that
God.
near the fish dedge, and then
That
it eats
is
it.
so crazy.
Oh, it's absolutely wild. So we have this Stanford study where they do all the math behind it to figure this out.
Oh
I
gosh.
whisper.
I don't know what this equation means. I think our producer does because he's very smart. But they did all the math because they're trying to figure out how to use it for people.
Of course. Why do we always have these conversations?
So what do you think they're going to use it for?
It's war.
Okay, that's one of them. Yeah. It's not mentioned in the study, but I saw it otherwhere, like weapons. They want to make weapons out of this.
Yeah.
Because if they can vaporize tanks and people with the surface of the sun temperatures, they're going to do it. Really sad. Here's the cool things. They want to use it for an energy source, like not the actual shrimp doing the work for the energy source, because that'd be bad and that wouldn't work, but like that mechanism. They want to figure out maybe use engines like that instead of having our normal combustion. Maybe they can have mantis shrimp claws in
Okay.
there. And the other cool thing is in human medicine, they want to use that kind of technique to break up clots and tumors,
Oh, ouch.
vaporize them,
Oh.
basically.
Okay.
So break it up, vaporize. I don't know. That's really cool. So they're really, really cool. And I love them very much.
Nice. That's crazy.
It's very
I'm
crazy.
really looking forward to your guys' experiment.
It's going to be a good time. So as I promised, at the end of the episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about the largest sound ever recorded or known to humans on this earth. What do you
Can
think it is?
Can I make 3 guesses?
Sure.
A rocket ship.
Nope.
Earthquake.
Getting closer. But no.
A volcano.
Yes. What volcano?
I don't know volcanoes.
Which
You
volcano?
know this name. Krakatoa.
I don't know that name.
You don't know Krakatoa?
No, sorry.
It was a really great island chain in Indonesia until May 20th, 1883, where the island just went
sad.
Oh.
huge eruption. So I'm going to read you an article from the American Academy of Audiology, so I do this justice. The sound of the eruption of the Krakatoa volcano
Good
was
morning.
estimated
Hi,
to be
happy little machine.
310 decibels, which is pretty close. No, it's not pretty close. I mean, decently close to a whale. The whale clicked 230.
It must be exponential, the way the decibels work. Algorithmic. Sorry.
Logarithmic.
Logarithmic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How are you
So-
So, like, it's not
doing?
close to a whale.
Okay.
It's like
It's It's the closest thing. Okay. I feel like it's kind of close, but no, not really. Okay. So there are reports that it was heard 1,300 miles away. Even more amazingly, some islands in western Indian Ocean, approximately 3,000 miles away, still heard it at a decibel level near a gun blast.
Wow.
Due to the
Oh.
speed of the sound, it is likely
Stretch
that people
time.
on these far islands did not hear the
Just woke
Krakatoa
up.
for nearly 4 hours after
I
the
hope you have some nice
wow.
chill wake
Krakatoa produced
ups.
the equivalent force of 200 megaton bombs and was 4 times as powerful as the largest ever human-produced thermonuclear explosion, the Tsar Bomba in 1961. Krakatoa was also so loud that it circled the Earth 4 times before dissipating, and 10% of the Earth could hear Krakatoa. We know that exposure to sounds greater than 85 decibels for more than 2 hours can damage our hearing. For those near Krakatoa, when it erupted, the sound of Krakatoa was not a sound at all. At 194 decibels, acoustic vibrations changed into shock waves of a sonic boom. It's unfathomable what happened to humans and animals who were unfortunately near enough to Krakatoa that day. Hearing protection would not have been helpful on that day,
I
but we have the choice now to protect our hearing with everyday
am
sounds like motorcycles and lawnmowers.
doing
Oh, that's a nice
good.
shout out.
Yeah, thanks,
But
Academy
they
of
would have
Audiology.
straight up exploded.
Oh, yeah.
That's so sad.
Like within like 100 miles, just gone.
I'm doing good. We're doing art. We're doing fun.
It's crazy.
Thank you.
Absolutely crazy.
Quiz time.
Whispers
Quiz.
chilling.
All right.
Okay, Maya's in the lead, 4-3 still.
Frick.
Let's test your research on loudest. Which land animal is the loudest?
Lion.
No.
No
I
shot.
don't know. I didn't research that.
Which land animal is the loudest? It's a bird for sure. It's a. Can I just say parrot?
It is not a bird.
What?
What is it?
It is the howler monkey, which at its peak can produce sounds of reaching 140 decibels.
140.
Wow.
Weak.
Well, makes sense that this is the only habitable planet. I can't believe
Yeah.
stuff like that happens on this planet.
That's crazy.
That's really scary. Okay, well, on that note, wear your hearing protection. Good
Do
to
it.
keep your ears safe.
OSHA.
Right, yeah, shout out OSHA. Thank you guys for watching or listening. Thank you guys for being here with the podcast. We really appreciate it. We're having a lot of fun. We, again, are on Patreon. If you want more content, if you want extra stuff, if you want bookmarks, if you want to get our advice on wildlife or conservation-related careers, if you want nature photos, it's all over there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fun times.
If you give us a like and a subscribe and a comment, that would be great. If you give us a good review, that would be great. Connor, you got anything else?
Thank you so much for subbing and liking and loving this episode called World's Loudest. It's a great time, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
Sorry, Space.
Sorry, Space. Please. Ooh, world's stealthiest.
Look how smooth this.
World's stealthiest. Let's go. The cat doth leaveth me.
This octopus is right now.
Yep.
And
It's
then
nice and
watch
gray,
how its texture changes and how fast it changes.
very visible. That was maybe a second.
What?
Complete texture,
The frick.
color change into becoming part of the sponge.
What the frick was that?
Hello.
Welcome to World's Wildest.
Welcome.
Everybody, do you think that I did a pretty stealthy intro there?
That was very stealthy.
Thank you.
I missed out. I should have worn my ghillie suit.
Yeah, Connor's really sad about it.
I don't know why I just thought about that.
For what it's worth, audio listeners wouldn't care.
But they would be able to feel the stealthiness.
You think?
Yeah.
We're doing World's Stealthiest today. Connor is, very, very stealthy in his in his ghillie suit for sure. Connor's got a bunch of animals to talk about today. I have 2, per usual.
Yeah, they're fun. I like
Okay.
them. It's a good time.
I think this was a viewer suggestion, was it not?
I think there's like just so many viewer suggestions I can't keep up now.
Oh,
I see like I don't know 50 of them every episode.
wow. Well, thank you. If this was your suggestion, hooray. Thank you guys for watching the podcast and keeping up with us. We've been having a lot of fun. This is really good. If this is your first podcast episode, hello, my name is Maya, and I'm a conservationist and executive director of an animal sanctuary.
And I'm Connor, and I'm a biologist.
Grim Show.
Director of operations, excuse me.
Oh
And,
my
I do conservation
God.
technology with a lot of birds.
Hi.
Yeah. And this podcast is to tell you guys about Earth's most extreme creatures.
Blessed. We have been blessed by the Grim Show. Oh my gosh. How are you doing? You fabulous Degen, you. Good to see you as well. Good to see you. How the fuck are you? Are you ready for Friday? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, come on, blessed. What? Grim. See, I don't know. I'm weird, Grim. I'm weird. I'm weird. We appreciate. We appreciate. No, I just don't want this one. Yeah, just this one. There we go. Boop. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Oh my, you're wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Thank egg. I should probably see when the stuff starts. It's been a while. Yo, okay, that is a absolutely amazing emote. Oh yeah, that's a good emote. Grim, what are you up to? What are you up to today? What are you doing? Other than being lovely.
Biggest.
Fastest.
Other than being lovely.
I do conservation technology with a lot of birds of prey.
Yeah. And this podcast is to tell you guys about Earth's most extreme creatures. We've done roundest, we've done smelliest, we've done biggest.
Fastest.
We've done biggest? I might be lying about that. I don't think so.
No,
we've done strongest, we've done weirdest, we've done fastest? I don't think we have.
Thank you for the unlurk booty.
Well, we've got a bunch of episodes out if you want to check them out, and we have extra content on Patreon
Was that
if
your
you want to check it out.
Oh, you were gaming and having chicken.
World's stealthiest.
Oh my God.
I am so excited. Audio listeners, this one's going to be a bit of a ride for you, okay? I apologize in advance.
I love that. Yo, chicken, also just gaming, vibing. I'm glad you were able to hang out with your bro. Now drinks. You're out of webinar jail? We love. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Breakout. I'm not gaming, but we're having fun. I'm doing some art stuff. Doing art shit. Listening to Animal Podcast. I'm working on animation. We're doing a animation station. Animation. What are you drinking tonight, Green? All I've got is my 420. Here we go. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I will play it. I will play it. I can't draw for ass, for I'm jelly. Oh. I will show you. I want to show you. Yeah, booty. I've been working. So this, I've been working on this animation. Basically, I started it on my little trip this weekend. Oh my God. It has taken so long. Thank you. I kind of want to like turn it into a tree at the end, but I'm not really sure how I'll get there. Like basically I kind of am like, so we're at like this area. Oops. We're at like here. Oops. And then I want to try to get it to like here, just kind of basically somehow morph it. So yeah, we're just fucking vibing. Um, Karhu. Karhu? I'm probably saying that wrong because Finnish. Karhu from Finland. I don't know, red wine. Red wine, okay. I would never have pegged you for a wine person. Oh, I got it? Nice. Nice, nice. Hey. Let me turn these fools
but
on.
I'm really excited about this animal.
Octopi.
Octopus. It's a mimic octopus. Guys, it's not octopi, it's octopuses.
I hate that so much.
Why? Because octopi is the oldest plural form of octopus. It was used originally because
I'm doing
people thought
great.
that Latin words should have Latin endings. But octopus is just a Latinized Greek word. It's not a Latin word.
Absolutely.
So it's not octopi, it's octopuses.
It is Maya.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but they're also usually solitary. So like,
is Maya Higa of Alveus Sanctuary and her co-host, Mr. Connor O'Brien. So we have been slowly, when I'm doing my little art days, we've been slowly going through
there's not really a reason.
the world's wildest podcast.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So octopuses. Anyway, we're talking about a mimic octopus today,
Okay.
which
And
is fitting. It's
this
world's
episode
stealthiest
is world's
it's a mimic octopus.
stealthiest.
It was discovered in 1998.
Not that long ago.
Not long ago.
The pinned message above, Grim,
26 years
if you
ago.
like watching YouTube
And- okay.
videos,
Say
they
no
put the
here.
podcast on YouTube.
No,
30.
yeah.
I love Maya. She's amazing.
This is an octopus that lives in shallow waters in the Indo-Pacific. It's about 2 feet long or 0.6 meters long
So half of you.
and weighs about 3 pounds. Little baby octopus.
3%.
Right?
We're gonna pull up some pictures
Camouflage.
right now.
Very cute.
Quite a
Look at
few
the
back
little
to back
baby.
because I want to show you some examples of what it can look like.
I
And
fucking
Connor, you are going to
love-
explain each one of these pictures. What do you see?
Absolutely.
It
Love
looks like an octopus,
octopi.
like 2 little tentacles up top, or like antennae, actually.
Mhm.
And it is trying to be camouflaged and has a brown and tan look to it.
Yep. Okay. That's a mimic octopus. It can also look like this.
Why
What
does it
the
look like
fuck?
a zebra underwater?
Does it not look a bit like a lionfish?
Okay, that's probably better. Yes, it looks like a lionfish. A zebra sounds fine.
Yeah.
There's black and white stripes all over its body and tentacles.
It was red before. Now it's black and white like piano keys.
How does it do that?
There's more. It can also look like this.
Oh,
Whoa.
looks like a lionfish too? No?
Now it looks like a candy cane.
Okay.
Now it looks like a bunch of candy canes. Now it's
Yes.
red and white striped.
It's very cool. It's very pretty.
What the heck? It can also look like this.
Can it be more solid? Like, can it change its pattern too? Okay, that's still striped, but does that look like a squid now? It's
it
black.
looks like a
brown.
flatfish.
It does
It
look like a
a shellfish.
flatfish.
Black and
Now,
brown stripes.
the color, I literally told you to describe all of these pictures, and I just spoke over you and described them myself.
I was struggling.
So now its shape is different, and it's shaped like a teardrap, like a
Right?
flatfish.
Absolutely
Wait, there's more. It
incredible.
can also
So
look like
clever.
this.
When are you gonna answer my questions? I'm so curious. You're just building the suspense.
You said, can it be solid colored? Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's green.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like a piece of algae.
That's a little
Exactly.
octopi.
It's
That's-
mimicking algae.
That's
One
crazy.
more.
It's
One
almost
more.
translucent.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's an octopus.
One more terrible screenshot. This I took from a YouTube video. You just have to see it, man. You just have to see it. Last one.
I don't even know what's there. It just looks like a piece of like coral.
Yeah, I think maybe it's on a sea sponge or something. I'm not sure, but
Can we have David
you cannot
Attenborough
tell. Why
narrate?
can you not tell? Because not only can this octopus change colors,
We could.
it can change textures and it can change shapes.
Textures.
Yes, look at its body. It can be smooth or it can develop all those lumpy bumps to look more like a freaking sponge or a coral.
And it can do it really fast, can it?
So fast.
They're so
Why?
smart.
How? How does it do this? Because it's covered in chromatophores. That's a specialized cell that's filled with a pigment.
Chromatophore.
When the octopus moves around, when its muscles move and tighten around the cells, the pigment sacs are pulled wider, so it makes them visible on the skin.
Sure.
And then when they relax those muscles, the sacs shrink and they become
Yes.
non-visible
Okay.
in the octopus. Crazier than that, each chromatophore cell is attached to a nerve.
Oh.
How is the central nervous system controlled? By the brain.
Right.
In octopus case, 9 brains.
Right, for each
They have
tentacle.
they have brains on each tentacle and they have a central brain.
Wow, that's some delegation.
Yeah, so when an octopus sees something, its brain sends signals to change color, aka in other words, it like chooses
What?
what it morphs into.
That's
Am I what?
so intelligent, so crazy. Like I don't even know how you process. They're aliens. They're not a part of this world. They are aliens.
Absolutely insane.
The-
And I have to show you. I have a few
No,
videos
you're
that again,
good.
audio listeners
I
can
just
best
don't-
describe
I just
them.
don't let
I have to pull them up.
I just don't
They're
let
so
the.
insane.
I don't
Because
like
you
the
have to see
pep
how fast this
emotes.
happens and how like intentional and it literally it looks like CGI.
It's pretty.
It looks
Okay,
like
video number one.
CGI. Let's go.
Black and white striped octopus
Yes.
doing something, floating.
You're good.
It's thinking.
Hold. Look, this is
Oh my god! It just
What
went from
the
brown stripes to like green in like 5,
just solid green.
6, 7, 8. Like
Oh,
6 seconds,
the
and now
little
it's, like,
cutie
really
face.
looks like
Adorable.
a piece of algae within 10 seconds, and like sinks into a hole. And it does more than just transform. It hides too.
It's
like,
so fast.
You're right. It does texture. I didn't really think about the texture. Now we're watching another octopus.
That's it for this clip. But
doing crazy stuff.
It turned. That was
video number
amazing.
All right, black and white striped octopus.
Okay,
Yes.
hold on. I need to see
Something
this again.
floating. It's thinking.
hold. Look, this is
Look at this.
Oh my god! It just went from brown stripes to like green in like 5,
just solid green.
6, 7, 8, like 6 seconds, and now it's like really
Yeah, like
looks a
6
piece of algae
seconds or
within 10
so.
seconds, and like sinks into a hole.
And now it's just
And it does more than just
algae.
transform. It hides too. Like
That's
you're right, it does texture. I didn't
incredible.
even think about the texture. Now we're watching another octopus.
That's it for this clip.
Oh,
But
doing crazy stuff.
that's
yeah, it was
amazing.
black and white striped, like zebra stripes,
Yep.
like clean stripes, and then it just shifts to being translucent, solid green, and sinks into the sand and starts like waving around like a piece of freaking.
Ooh,
algae.
aliens of the sea. That's
pretty
fun.
That fast, and it's
That's
also
fun, Grim.
it's not just green color. It is, like what is it? Like you have dark green up top, light green on bottom. Like it does that,
Super realistic.
whatever that's called.
The
Yeah.
aliens of the
Another video.
sea.
So we know that they can change colors and we know they can change textures, and I said they can change shape. And what I mean by that is they can position their tentacles
Mm-hmm.
to make themselves look like
Anything.
different species. They mimic other species. Look at it right now. So this is it in its like black and white stripe form.
And it like sprints and turns into a different shape and color and species.
Now it just looks like a flatfish.
Oh my
It
gosh,
just
that's
looks like a flatfish
incredible.
swimming on the ocean floor. That's what a flatfish is.
That was half a second.
I know.
Just one move left, and it turned into something else.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and so the way that it's doing it is it
That's-
just like puts all of its tentacles behind it and starts swimming the way that a flatfish does, like
Right.
parallel to the
Oh my
to
gosh, that
recognize
emote
that.
is so
And
cute.
they know that
The
that
little
is
clappy
evolutionary
paws.
advantage for them
Yes.
to be able to survive
Mm-hmm.
some attacks, or maybe are they trying to hunt prey for this as well?
Yeah. Okay. So many things, and this is so crazy to me. One of the things that I read, so yes, they do it to like avoid predation, right? Because camouflage, obviously, we all know how that works. Two, to catch prey because it just makes them stealthier. And three, one of the sources that I read said that if they're being annoyed by damselfish, like little fish that are like pecking it and being annoying, they'll mimic a sea snake that preys on damselfish.
That's how do they know that?
So they leave it alone.
They're aliens.
They
are
like
aliens.
sink into the sand, put out 2 tentacles, make them striped like a sea snake, and start waving them around.
That is amazing.
So the
That's
damselfish
cool.
are scared.
Yeah.
Oh my
I-
gosh, my favorite animal.
Blown away. Last video clip, and it's literally like 2 seconds of the video. It's just another like how fast it changes and how the texture. Look how smooth this octopus is right now.
Yep.
And
It's
then
nice
watch
gray,
how its texture changes and how fast it changes.
very visible. That was maybe a second.
Yeah, okay, so I absolutely love cats. 200,000,000% cats. I love cats. I love cats. But like my favorite animal, I love corvids. I love corvids so much. They're such amazing animals. They're so smart, so beautiful. I love corvids. But yeah, I love cats. I will always have cats probably. They're just amazing. They're just amazing. Yes, hi happy little machine. I know you've been hanging out, but yes, we love corvids. They're so good. They're such good little babies. They're so smart. They're so smart. I love them. Yes, pets bring support. Yeah, what is everyone's favorite animal if you would like to tell us? So for you, it's between a capybara or African graybirds. Oh, African grays. Those are such beautiful burbs. Beautiful burbs. Capybara are really cute. I love a capybara. They're so stinking adorable. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. Well, that's okay. That's okay, happy little machine. Oh, that's okay, machine. That's okay. Brain stuff is hard. Oh, a Staffy and a tuxedo cat. Oh my God. Tuxedo cats are amazing. A little Staffy doggo. I also love reptiles. I love reptiles. Like bearded dragons. Oh my gosh, they're so sweet. Void cats are baller. Void cats are absolutely lovely. Void cats. Yeah, let's fucking go. Oh, my mom and I had a bearded dragon for a while. We kind of like shared custody, because my mom ended up falling in love with this bearded dragon, and it was so wonderful. And her name was Spyro, and we adopted her from one of my friends, because my friend was moving, and there you can't bring reptiles to certain places because they can become an invasive species. So your first kitty was a void. Yeah, it had like the eyes on void cats. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Ah. Also, this octopus, what the fuck? This clip that they're showing, it just it just turns it just turns into like a coral. It's amazing. Oh, black fur, green eyes. Oh my gosh, never ending story. He was a wolf though. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The never ending story. Da 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 da. Ah, I love that movie. The never ending story. It's so hell yeah, you better dance. You better dance, Graham. Where's my other butt? Where's my other butt emote? I need my booty emote. Where is my Oshi's emotes? There we go. Turn around. Get what you see. Ah, in her face. I'm everywhere. Oh, is the answer to a never ending story. Grim, you are an absolute legend. You are an absolute legend. I bet that song is copyrighted as fuck. Never ending. The never ending story. Hold on, let's see. Here we go. Look at what you see. Her face, the mirror of your dreams. From everywhere. Yes. Da 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 da. And what you see will be rhymes that keep their stories behind the clouds. We had to take sometimes you have to take an impromptu break for the never ending story. I had to. No, genuinely, yeah. I had to. I had to. The never ending story. I need to watch this movie. Should we watch this movie? We should watch this movie. Have a Discord watch party. It's been so long since I've seen. Oh yeah, the cat butt. Here we go. Groove Kitty has some of the best emotes. Anytime I get a gifty to Groove Kitty, bless. Rhymes that keep their secrets will unfold beyond the clouds, and there upon the rainbow is the answer to a never-ending story. Na, 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 na. I don't have the high register, but it's okay. Na, 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 na. Oh my gosh, that could be so fun, right? It could be fun. Da, 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 da. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that gave me life, honey. Atreyu. Oh my gosh, I haven't watched it in a while, but I cry almost I usually cry every single time. If the Atreyu scene happens, I'm just crying, man. Ugh. God, that movie. Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed. Ah. No, not our tax. No. I give you hug. Here, I give you a hug. I don't have all of them, but yeah. I now have a hug command. I'm slowly getting there. Also, we can watch this silly little octopus turn itself into a coral. That'll make everything better. We can fly so high. Sometimes we dip down and we just have to be sad because The Neverending Story is one of the best movies ever. But then
Fast it changes, and how the texture. Look how smooth
octopus
this
time.
Yep.
And
It's
then
nice and
watch
gray,
how its texture changes and how fast it changes.
very visible. That was maybe a second.
What?
Complete texture,
The frick?
color change into becoming
What the fuck?
for the sponge.
What the frick was that?
If I saw that on land, I would run. That is crazy. I
Audio
don't think they're a
listeners-
part of this earth.
I
complete texture,
The frick.
color change into
what the fuck?
becoming part of the sponge.
What the frick was that?
If I saw that on land, I would run.
That's
I don't
insane.
think they're a part of this earth. They're from another planet, 100%.
Audio listeners,
It
imagine
is remarkable.
being on acid. And you're looking at a sponge like for cleaning, and there's like a pebble on the sponge, and you're on acid, and then the pebble becomes the sponge in a matter of 2 seconds. That's what just happened.
Yeah, they just form into what's closest. That's
Insane.
bananas.
Like to be on.
I don't. I've never done acid, but I have seen lots of acid visuals online.
Okay. Mushrooms, maybe.
Are
Mind-boggling,
maybe on
truly.
mushrooms? I don't know.
Interesting. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we need to study them to then steal their technology.
Connor, you
to
always steal from them. You're such a human.
I know you gotta help.
No.
I love
our
you're such a
military
human.
so we can hide out and assassinate poachers.
Oh man,
They won't see us coming.
grim.
Oh.
Yeah.
Turned around. You know who would love these
Hashtag.
animals? Darwin from that one X-Men movie.
I'm
You
so
guys might not know who I'm
excited.
talking about, the one that adapts to everything.
Beast.
You might not know who I'm talking about because
Oh.
they killed him off very quickly. It's a
Right.
little niche.
I
I was just thinking about it when I was researching this octopus.
Are you talking about the transforming woman?
No, it's
Jennifer
the dude that
Lawrence?
sticks his head in the fish tank and he gets gills.
That's very niche.
See, no one remembers him because they killed him off so fast. He was my favorite one. Anyway, go
Huh.
ahead, Connor. You're next.
Interesting. All right. Well, I've got a very unique animal that I had a lot of misinformation about until I researched it. The fusa.
Ah, yes.
It is one of the world's most stealthy, agile, and fierce mammals.
Madagascar's largest predator.
The top predator.
Apex.
And I'll tell you why in a second. So
That's how humans
Maya, I
learned
would
by
love for you
dipping
to
in mud and
describe
branches and shit.
what a
You know
fusa
what?
looks like.
You know
Damn,
what a kinkajou
you're right.
looks like, by chance? If you know what a kinkajou looks like, it looks like a mixture of that and a cougar. It looks like if you tried to fit a cougar inside of a kinkajou's body. It's a little tan, little jaguar-looking thing, but they're real small, and they have little round ears.
How much do you know about a fusa?
He was on. I had one on my string once as an intern.
Had one on your stream?
String, like
String?
as a keeper, as an intern at a zoo. I
Like you
took
took
care of one once.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never heard that term on a string.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I've used that at two zoos.
So you have personal experience
Yes.
with the fusa.
Yes.
Well, you're gonna have to chime in.
He was really old. He didn't really
Oh,
like.
Didn't do anything.
I think he was like mostly blind.
Oh.
So I don't know that he was that stealthy.
Yeah, that might hurt because they rely on their eyes quite a bit. So, what do you think their closest relative is?
A raccoon.
Mongoose.
Are they procyonids?
Oh no.
Oh.
Mongoose.
Ooh,
So
it went
there's these
amazing. It went
debates all the time,
amazing.
Like, oh, they're cats.
I'm actually still playing it.
Like, you know what?
Absolutely still playing it.
Unique family of carnivores that's only found in Madagascar.
It's going
Instead of
very
that,
good.
Called a Latin name that I'm struggling to say, and I'm not going to embarrass myself again.
Great.
So, their lifespan is 20 years. They are about like half the size of Maya, and with their long tail, they're taller than Maya. So 2.5 feet ish, which is 70 to 80 centimeters. Their tail is about the same length.
Oh, the one I was
and
playing
they weigh about,
yesterday?
12 to 26 pounds. Or
Was it the one I was playing
5.5,
yesterday?
Um,
That was like a
8.6,
yeah, it's like a
kilograms, a little bit
Little
more
guys.
kilograms. So
like
they're like
a-
the size of like a
some
terrier,
buds.
except
Okay.
with a really long tail
Okay.
to give a little bit more perspective.
Oh my gosh, yes, the
top
gay
ground
farming.
is
We
35
did. We had
miles
gay
per hour,
farming
or
yesterday.
55 kilometers per hour.
Let's
This is
go.
ground speed. But why do you think they're also fast somewhere else? Why do you think they need to be super
Absolutely,
long?
absolutely. I love
For
it.
balance and treat.
Yeah, so that
Mhm. So,
it
so this
wasn't-
picture shows
that game was so fun. So it's like you have these like little farming aspects and like, fight a boar or whatever sort of aspects. But like the main part of it was like running a old style tavern, which is it was so fun.
a gigantic,
It was so fun.
long, heavy.
I am a
hair
variety
that is
gamer.
about the size.
I just
It's
like too
giving-
much stuff. I can't
It
choose.
does. But they don't use it like that.
I
They don't
can't
use it like a
choose.
prehensile tail. Just use
Yeah.
it for balance. So, what are they doing up in treetops? What do you think?
Eating lemurs.
Oh, they're annihilating lemurs.
Aw, lemurs.
Did you ever watch Zaboomafoo growing up?
Yeah.
I love Zaboomafoo.
You
Yeah.
wish
They
you
kinda
had
possess.
that.
So-
Which one?
So, 50% of
The
their diet
tavern game?
is lemurs. The rest is rodents, reptiles, and birds. So, of course, yeah, they hunt in the trees. And to hunt lemurs, don't you think you have to be pretty stealthy to sneak up on them?
Yeah.
And where do you think lemurs are looking for predators normally?
On the ground.
Yep.
We
So
should do it.
these guys have to go up. The fusas have to go above the lemurs.
We should
And
do
when
it.
you go above the lemurs, you're going on some tiny, tiny branches. Just stride
Oh,
the
to jump
branch
games
into
and
the
enjoy
branch.
them all.
That's
Oh.
The branch is the width of its tail.
I
It's so
see.
small, like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and it keeps
That's
going up
understandable.
to then get to other trees.
Wow.
They have to be so freaking fearless. So they are really good at hunting throughout the day and night. They kind of just, whenever they're hungry, they can hunt whatever. But if they're wanting to go after lemurs, they tend to be more successful at night because it's a little bit easier.
Mhm.
So they have very good eyesight, hearing, and smell. They're not like particularly like amazing at any of those. They're just like well-rounded, good predators.
Mhm.
But what makes them the stealthiest and like what the top predator, especially in Madagascar, but really like for their size and what they're going after, like size to prey to predator ratio, like size ratio, it's kind of incredible what they're able to do. So there's two things that take them to the next level to make them this stealthy, amazing predator. And one is their fierce,
Oh,
aggressive, and fast.
I understand. Okay,
They will
damn.
take
Yeah,
down
you
prey,
say this is my
uh,
game.
That's the same
This is my
exact
fucking
size, if not
game.
larger than them. And they will go after lemurs. that
Oh,
are
shooter
larger.
looters,
They won't
fun.
look at any of the other lemurs.
What have you been
They will pick
doing
out the largest and
lately?
go for it. They just have that
Like
attitude
what
about
looter
them.
shooters?
They're
If you just now got
absolutely-
into
like,
them, I guess. What you got? What you
Badgers are
need? Hit
crazy,
me up.
right?
I got
Kind
you,
of that
man.
badger mentality.
Borderlands
Hunting
is
you
so
down
fun. Fallout's
mentality.
fun too.
And then
I have
what
never played
takes them
Cyberpunk.
up to an even greater level of predator.
Borderlands
They're
is
amazing
so
climbers.
fun.
So their claws don't fully retract. They're like cat claws almost, but cat claws retract. But in this picture, like they're always out, meaning they always have a good grip on the branch. They don't have to exert a lot of energy to keep those claws out.
Mhm.
And they can rotate their paws 180 degrees in either direction.
Really? Wow.
So for us, that's easy to do with our wrist, but they can do it independently, and it makes them be so agile and get around almost any branch
Wow.
and just quickly rotate to another branch and keep going. And they, because of this adaptation, they will climb trees or like how does a cat climb a tree down? What do you think? Or you've seen it before, right? Cat coming down of a tree.
Aren't they bad at that? Isn't that why firefighters get them out?
Yeah, they like scratch and hold on and slide.
Yeah.
The Fusa goes head first,
And just runs.
runs down
Wow.
like
That's
this picture.
nuts.
It's I should have pulled a video for this, but yeah, it's no effort. It's like Spider-Man. They're just able to go down the tree head
That's
first.
crazy.
So I want to paint a picture,
Okay.
tell a story about the Fusa.
Okay.
To really kind of bring it all together. So let's say that we're watching or we're hearing about a story from a Fusa on the forest floor at night.
Okay.
Here's a picture for just to give a little bit of ambiance.
You're not a
Black and white
boomer.
picture of a Fusa at night, glowing eyes from the IR image or the IR light that shine because they have great night vision and they use that night vision.
'Cause
to
I know
see
I'm not a
lemurs way
boomer.
up in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at like 60 to 80 foot.
I
canopies,
played
in
Quake,
Madagascar.
Doom. That shit
It's-
was.
So
That
the
shit
Fusa easily
is
scales its way up to the tree
amazing.
and then starts going from tree branch to tree branch,
Absolutely
getting higher
amazing.
and higher and higher, so it can come over
Mm.
top of the lemurs. But they're doing this at night and silently, absolutely silent. They're going to skinnier and skinnier branches because they want to come
Unreal
above and
Tournament?
pounce down onto the lemurs. They don't
Oh
want
my
to like
God.
come up. They will come up, but they prefer to pounce down
One of
at
the best
80 feet up
games.
in the dark and silently.
I see.
So
Oh, I
they
played
get-
so
That's quite
much
a big
Unreal
deal.
Tournament.
Yeah.
The LAN
For a
parties
snack.
we used to
Well,
have.
it's not a snack. It's a big meal because the Fusa gets into position, looks at the group of lemurs, and he sees the baby lemur. He's like, no, too small. Sees the sick lemur that'd be really easy to catch. No, not a challenge. And then looks at the largest, strongest lemur that it could go after. It's like, yeah, I want that meal.
Tribes
I want that
2.
challenge.
Okay. I
lemur
don't think I know
genetics.
that one.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
I mean, okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit here. They won't always do this, but
okay.
like,
Yeah.
this is what they're known for.
Right. Being
and
crazy.
Absolutely crazy. So gets in position above the lemur again, silently at night, 80 feet up, pounces so fast, so fierce that it scares all the other lemurs that some of them fall out of the tree because it's at night, and takes down the largest, strongest lemur quickly. Just digs its
Nice.
claws in there, goes for the throat.
Hey,
has
if that's
really
your
strong
favorite
teeth,
game,
and
hell
just,
yeah.
like a big cat's teeth, just makes it into a nice like late dinner. And absolutely, they're so. I'm glad that you didn't have to go in with the blind.
I did
Fusa.
go in there.
Oh, okay. Did it try to attack you?
No.
It was so nice. Okay, well, in the wild, it's completely
Fist
opposite.
bump.
And
Let's
that's why
go.
they got their reputation for being the top predator in Madagascar.
Wow.
There's
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
lots of
I'm a super top.
myths that they'll go in. They used to go steal children, like babies.
Oh. They have those like big night eyes that look kind of spooky. And they're also in Madagascar. There are lots of myths and stuff of mammals over there.
They are a vulnerable species because of
We
habitat
love
loss in
chatting with our
Madagascar, but,
friends.
interestingly enough,
Love
culturally,
learning.
they don't hunt them. That's like off limits, like bad
Oh.
luck. So it's good.
That's good. I forgot to say that the octopus is not evaluated. It was just discovered in '98.
You're gonna have some music and smoke.
Um,
Fuck yeah,
First
Grim.
next.
That's cool though. I like that. It's spelled
I'll see you
Fossa, which always
later.
confused me. Fusa.
People call it fossa, but like
Fossa? Fusa? I always heard Fusa.
it's fusa in like Wikipedia. Help me out.
Cool. Quiz time.
Quiz.
Okay.
La la la.
Okay, speaking of stealthy, which animal is invisible when seen in infrared light in
I don't
cameras?
know that. That's so cool.
Invisible when seen with infrared?
In infrared cameras, they're invisible.
I need to steal that when I'm sneaking around Alveus to scare you. So you can see me on the infrared cameras. Can you give? Is it a reptile?
No.
Is it a bird?
No.
I have
Is
no
it an
clue.
insect?
No.
Mammal?
It's not a mammal.
Yes.
What?
Huh?
How big is it?
Big.
Huh? Cat. Big cat.
No.
I have no. Invisible on an infrared camera, big mammal.
And it's not a big cat.
Is it an elephant?
No. It lives in very cold environments.
A polar bear?
It is a polar bear.
All right, we both don't get that, but
It's,
Polar bears are
because
invisible on
they
infrared.
efficiently reflect the heat. Their thick fur and layer of blubber
Oh.
help them retain their heat and insulate against the cold. So they're able to reflect the infrared light.
Oh my
interesting.
God.
Okay. All right, I didn't know that. Don't need to put a camera on a polar bear then.
Yeah. Stealthy. Okay.
I know someone that used to do that. I'm gonna
really?
ask him. Yeah.
My next one is a trapdoor spider.
Spider.
Have you heard of them?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm stoked. I was worried that all of you would know what this was, and I hope that not all of you do because it'll be fun to learn about.
I like
So-
trapdoors. They're fun.
Yeah, its name is pretty self-explanatory.
Okay.
It's a
Alright.
burrowing spider.
I just need
They're
to
all over the world.
light an
In
incense because
Africa
I'm
and
gonna
Australia
smoke
and
too.
also southwestern
It's
US.
time to smoke
1.5 centimeters to
besties.
3 centimeters. Little guys.
Sure.
Little spiders.
I mean, pretty big for a spider, though, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
They feed on large terrestrial arthropods and small lizards, even. So yeah,
Whoa.
regular spider.
Okay. Baby lizards.
Here's what they look like. They kind of look like tarantulas if tarantulas were bald and covered in oil.
Oil?
Yeah, you'll see. Stand by. I think they're really cute. They kind of look like plastic toy spiders.
Oh.
Yeah.
They do like plastic
This
or
being said,
silicone.
there are lots of species of trapdoor spiders. This is not what they all look like, but
All right,
Here's
be
picture.
right
Where are
back.
they native to? Did you say that? again?
everywhere,
Everywhere. Okay.
everywhere. Yeah.
Texas. Yay! Maybe I'll see one.
Maybe not, because they're very stealthy.
Okay,
Because
true,
they
yeah.
build tube-like tunnels, and they dig down into these tubes and they reinforce the sides of the tubes with like earth and dirt and also saliva, and then a layer of silk. So their tubes are very like solid,
Structural.
and then the cool thing, they're called a trapdoor spider because they create a trapdoor over their tunnels, and the trapdoors have silk hinges.
How do you make silk hinges? Huh? Do you have a video
And-
for this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
And we have actually, yeah, let's pull up that first video so you can see it. It is crazy. Some of them, not all of them are like this symmetrical, but this video has the trapdoor and it fits perfectly over this tunnel, and it's the door itself is so thick. It looks so man-made.
Okay.
So cool. It's so cool.
I don't get how silk hinges work.
This first video is a trapdoor spider in California. And oh, sorry, not this video, the other one. This video is a trapdoor spider in California.
I can't. It looks so camouflaged.
So you can't even tell that
Just
it's there.
Looks like a dimple in a rock.
Is this not the stealthiest setup you've ever seen?
Don't hurt the trap door.
It's okay. Look at that.
Ah! Sorry.
Connor!
I just didn't expect him to come out so fast.
Apologize.
I'm sorry. No, it was a jump scare.
How
You're
round
cute,
is
though.
that hole, dude?
That's looks like a piece of PVC was put in there.
It literally looks like PVC was put in the ground and there's a perfect cap on it.
And there's like moss
And look at
growing on the cap.
Yeah, and look at the freaking silk in there.
That's crazy. I want to stick my finger
Clean.
in there and see what it feels like.
Okay, you can
Okay.
if you want.
Are they venomous?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Be fine.
That'd be fine. That is a thick. So it was hinged. So he's trying to take it off and.
Well, I don't think he was I think you could pull it off.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's like it's hinged. And cooler, some trapdoor spiders will put like trip lines out around their trapdoor.
It's like a feel when
because
something comes around.
Yeah, they conduct vibrations of prey. So we have a picture of a bunch of trip lines. They also cover their burrows with moss will grow on top of the burrows, and then like they'll bring like rocks and twigs and stuff over to camouflage it. But look at this picture, like all those lines going out.
That's why you tap
Silk.
on spiders.
Oh,
when you stick 'em to come out.
I am a fan of like funnel spiders and stuff. I like tapping on the outside to get them to come out and attack my finger because I want to see them. Yeah.
No, this is really cool. It does look very tripwire-y trapdoor. So they're like in the tunnel. They feel that, and then they rush out and scare me, and then go eat whatever was touching it, and then go
Yeah.
back into its trapdoor.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. It's like a little troll.
Yeah. Do you wanna see how they hunt?
Sure.
It's really cool. This is the second video.
Am I gonna jump scare again?
No,
Okay.
it's chill. Audio listeners, the picture was of a trapdoor, like for the spider, and then out of it, like sun rays, like how kids draw a sun on on a paper, was lines of silk, like trip lines. So
Those are
they
cool.
know when prey's there. So cool.
No.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is one hunting.
No, mealworm. No.
Mealworm's gonna die. Audio listeners,
Mealworms.
Mealworm's crawling over the trapdoor right now, but then wait, he's gonna open it because he knows he's there, and he's gonna grab.
Ah! You said I
Connor!
wasn't gonna jump. That was a jump scare, Maya.
Connor, you cannot have that reaction to bugs on this podcast.
It's not. I'm scared of the
cutting
bugs.
that.
I just didn't expect it to jump out that fast. It's so cool.
I'm sorry. What do you?
You said it was gonna be
has to
chill.
catch.
You lied
It
to me.
was chill.
That was.
It's a video. And also, you have to jump. He's a bug catching a bug. Of
You
course,
know
he
what
has to go fast.
It was a mealworm.
He doesn't know that. He's got to go out and grab
He can
it.
build trapdoors and trip lines. He can know it's a slow moving mealworm.
Connor, also, if you're hunting just from inside this tunnel, whatever crawls over that
It's
tunnel
very
door,
cool.
you have to eat it. So
Yeah.
he's got to come out there really fast. I want you to apologize for screaming at a spider.
I'm sorry that I got scared by
Thank
you.
you. It's
You're not scary. No, it's not scary. It's when you're watching TikTok and like the baseball hits you in the face through the screen.
It's not like that.
That was exactly
That's
like
so
that.
dramatic. It was fine. It was fine. They also
Very
use their
cool.
tunnels for. I mean, they live in their tunnels. They mate in their tunnels. They lay eggs in their tunnels. And then the young go out and they make their own new tunnels and their new trapdoors.
Yeah.
But as they grow and molt, they
Yeah.
get too fat to fit in the tunnels, so they
Sad.
have to make them bigger. And then when they make the tunnels bigger, they have to add a rim around their trapdoor to make the door big enough, like a manhole cover.
Yeah.
And so you can sometimes see rings, annual concentric rings can be seen on burrows.
That's
so you can tell
cool.
how old the spider in there is.
That's fun.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
So cool. Also, their lifespan, fun fact, between 5 and 20 years.
Huh?
Super long-lived spider. Newsweek has an article from 2006. They noted that the world's oldest known spider was a trapdoor spider. Died at 43 years old in the wild.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it died via parasitic wasp too. So, and they chew through the trapdoor. It was really sound. But yeah, 43 died via parasitic wasp. Like, who knows how long she could have lived?
Yeah. That's crazy. I bet there's
Pretty
really old
nuts.
ones out there.
Pretty nuts.
That's amazing.
Stealthy as hell. If I had to catch prey or something, I would probably set up something similar.
I mean, nothing's gonna find you. Maybe that wasp, but like nothing's gonna find you as long as if you don't come out.
Yep. And that looked cozy too.
It did look
That
cozy.
tunnel it was so clean and it was
It
so
was clean.
It was clean and it was
Yeah.
smooth and it looked cozy, safe,
Insulative too, because you're in the ground.
insulated. Yeah, love it. So cool.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
Nice.
Huge fan.
Well, I've got 3 of the top, like roughly the top stealthiest animals that I could think of and that I appreciate and that I love. So, number 3, we do have them here.
Yeah.
Alligator snapping turtles. Are you fans of alligator snapping turtles?
I am a fan of them, but I'm also they move very quickly
They do.
and it
And
spooks me.
I don't like when people like, hey, let's put a carrot in front of it and like
No,
get it to
yeah,
bite.
that's lame.
Like if you got just alligator snapping turtle, if you need to move it, be very careful. They're really stinky. Get it out of the road or
Don't
whatever.
call them stinky.
They're sitting in mud all day. Anyway, very stinky. And yeah, move them out of the way. Don't try
I'm
to
back,
play with them. Don't try to get
baby.
them to bite through a baseball bat for TikTok. It's
You
don't.
hear that, guys? Don't play with alligator snapping turtles, okay?
You could lose a finger or part of your,
Your
hand.
hand.
So they can weigh up to 200 pounds, so 2 Mayas,
Holy crap!
90 kilograms. They can be as long as 31 inches or 80 centimeters. They are a sit and lure predator. So they do kind of look like a rock underwater, and they leave their mouth wide open, like the picture we just saw, and they keep their body super still, and then they take their little tongue and they wiggle it like a little worm, get the fish to come over, and then moves probably just as fast as a trapdoor spider.
Thank you,
to
booty.
grab the fish, and the fish is dead instantly. Doesn't even know what happens. So they can be submerged for 40 to 50 minutes
Wow.
to do that, which actually I thought would be like way longer than that.
Yeah, I've never really thought about turtles.
So, and then they come up but it's all slow moving and whatnot. So, very, very stealthy because it's really hard to see. And I almost lost a few of my toes to them at Boy Scout camp swimming in the lake.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
Got lucky.
I hate that.
yep, I don't like swimming in lakes.
Yeah.
I'm fine with oceans if I'm scuba diving.
How you
Yeah,
doing,
speaking of
booty?
scuba diving, one thing a scuba diver doesn't ever want to find is number 2 of my top 3 stealthiest, a stonefish.
Yeah.
Stonefish.
Stonefish.
This was on my research doc. Okay, tell us about it.
So they are one of the most camouflaged, but also most venomous, or there are the most venomous fish.
Okay.
So they're
Whoa!
so camouflaged. Describe what a stonefish looks like.
We're
right now.
looking at a picture of what looks like coral beds or rock beds or something, and I can tell that one of those is a fish, but only because it's in the center of the frame. If this was a zoomed out picture, I would have no idea
No clue.
that was a fish.
Yep. No clue. So they're small. They're like a pound, so like 2.2 kilograms. They hide on rocky seafloors and amongst coral. So rocky seafloors.
I
that's an
flew
issue.
away.
So they camouflage right where they're at. They sit and wait for a fish or crustacean to pass by, and it strikes at such speeds it can catch and eat its prey in.
Today is the last day for your
0.0015
favorite coworker.
seconds.
Oh
I can't even fathom
no.
that speed.
What the heck?
Yep. So fast. That's its like max speed.
Scary. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So they have 13 spikes on their back that deliver toxins that can kill people.
Right. So
I
people-
am
people
sorry
people
that
step
your
on.
favorite coworker's
Ah,
leaving. I know that
spooky.
Yeah.
sucks.
So they're in the thankfully for me and you, they're in the Indo-Pacific, so we don't have to worry about them.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, people there's like beaches that have signs up everywhere like careful of the stonefish, and they don't really they've only killed like a few people that we know of. They haven't like killed a lot. There is an anti-venom for it, but it needs to get delivered to you, within a few hours so you don't die. But there was a lady that got I guess impaled by these spikes and described the pain as all of her joints, specifically her hands, every single joint felt like it was getting slammed with a sledgehammer for hours.
What a crazy recollection.
Yep. It does
Ugh.
heart damage. It can do some brain damage, liver, kidney
Oh.
damage if you don't get the anti-venom quick.
Wow.
Damn.
So they're just, it's so hard to see them. And for swimmers, for fish, crustaceans, it's just like they're virtually invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're out like swimming or walking in the water next to a beach, what do you think you should do so you don't step on one?
Watch where you're walking.
But if they're invisible and the water's maybe a little murky,
Invisible? How can a
Shuffle your
turtle be
feet.
invisible?
shovel your feet is one. And then two is to wear water shoes.
That's enough?
You need to get some thick ones.
Platform water shoes.
There you go.
Okay.
I mean, they're like, like an
Oh
inch
my
or 2 inch
gosh,
barbs.
Booty.
Yeah.
That's
So they're not, like,
good.
super, super
I'm glad
sturdy.
you'll be able to keep in
just bigger.
touch.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it, thankfully. But as a
You
kid, I used
both
to do
can
it.
send
I thought
cat
they were, like,
pics
all
to
over
each
it, so I wore shoes
other.
too. I wouldn't like walk out in the water that much in the ocean because I was afraid I would die.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That's scary.
So, and number one, one of the most stealthiest. I want you to guess. Type of owl.
Barn owl.
Yep. Stealthiest owl. So they're pretty small. They're 400, 700 grams. They have silent flight. I'm not going to go into detail about all the exact mechanics of their silent flight. If you're interested, watch some really cool YouTube videos on it. Just type barn owl silent flight, and it's going to give you all the mechanics. But all you need to know is that their feathers are specialized. They have these like ridges and fringes and grooves that help channel the wind as it's gliding through the air into these specific spots on their wings, so it doesn't make sound. And when I mean it doesn't make sound, like me and you can't hear it. If you have really, really good hearing, like the barn owls, you can probably hear it. But do you know how amazing hearing, how well their hearing is for barn owls?
How do you measure that? Like what they can hear from really far away?
Yeah.
Like a mouse
Yes, you're on
from...
mouse heartbeat. I'll give you that.
A
Mouse's
mouse's heartbeat from a mile away.
30 feet.
Okay.
Which is, 30 feet's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And so they need these stealthy systems because they're going after mice, voles, and shrews. So a lot of rodents.
Yeah.
They can catch 3 to 4 prey items, rodents, every single night.
Yeah,
That's
guys.
one barn owl.
Owls are really good to have around your home or abode.
Yep.
Great rodent control.
They're great. The worst thing that they do is they sound like banshees sometimes.
They sound insane. Insane.
So if you know that ahead of time, you're fine. They poop a good bit in your barn. It's fine. Or your
It's
nest box.
fine.
You just pressure wash it. No big deal. So they can eat, one barn owl can eat roughly 4,000 rodents a year. So it is cheaper to have the barn owls take care of your rodent problem and just live there, and they take care of themselves. They don't cost anything than for you to pay hundreds of dollars to put out rodenticides that then killed those barn owls, and then you have to spend more and more money to keep rodents away from your house or from whatever, instead of letting the barn owls just live there for free and do a service to you for free. So don't use rodenticides.
And they're cool and they're cute.
They're very cute. So I have some honorable mentions because I wanted to clarify why we didn't choose some of these other amazing stealthy animals. So like all the big cats, any cat in general, cats are just stealthy.
They are.
Very stealthy, very good at what they do. Just feral cats alone kill 1 billion birds every year in the U.S.
Be stealthy.
Very stealthy.
Wow.
But I want to save big cats for another segment because they do a lot of really cool things. Don't want to ruin that. Mantises, crazy stealthy. Very cool.
Yeah.
Want to talk about them in a different type of segment.
Oh, mantises are so sick.
Most owls and most snakes are very stealthy. So we don't have enough time to talk about all of them. But if you disagree with maybe my choosing of the top 3 stealthiest animals, leave it in the comments.
I'm going to do a little bit of a
Sure.
smoke.
We got through a lot of animals today. We both had
I'm going to
animals
do a
from
little bit of a
Pacific
smoke.
region.
So we're going to
We could do
vibe.
a world's wildest trip. What do you think would be handy?
Probably to speak their language.
Probably to speak their language. Guys, have you ever wanted to learn a new language? I think the best way to learn a new language is to travel somewhere and to hang out with all the people and get immersed in the culture. But if you're not ready to drop everything and move to another country to learn a new language, you can learn a new language with Babbel. You have Babbel, and we have a sponsor.
Amazing.
And it's Babbel. Our listeners get a special limited time deal. Right now, you can get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription. But again,
All right,
that is
y'all.
only
It's
for
time
our
to
listeners.
smoke.
And you go to babbel.com/wildest. Connor, spell that for them.
BABBEL.com/WILDEST.
Thank you for spelling wildest for them. They needed that part too.
Yeah.
60% off. Viewers, rules and restrictions may apply. We are so grateful to Babbel for being a sponsor of this podcast. Very exciting. We really hit the big leagues. If Connor and I go to find a stonefish to not step on and to find a mimic octopus to ooh and ah at, we will be using Babbel
Yes.
to learn the language before we go. How handy. What a cool sponsor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Guys, go check out babbel.com/wildest. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
That's the end. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Good boy. Maya's so fucking cute. World's hottest.
And you can't really just take your pants off.
No, because I was around a
Jack.
bunch of people.
I can't believe it started. I can't believe this episode starts like this. Hello. Hold on. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, and they were telling me,
And you can't really just take your pants off.
no, because I was around a
Jack.
bunch of people. And they were telling me that it was ants, and I did not believe them. I was like, that is not an ant. That's a scorpion. I was so convinced there was a scorpion in my pants because it hurt so bad. And the pain didn't
Fire
subside.
ants.
But I really didn't believe it was an ant until I went to the bathroom and took my pants off and shook out an ant.
Na 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 na. Huh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Welcome to World's Wildest.
Welcome. Hello.
We should keep that countdown in there this time.
Okay, sure.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to World's Wildest. Our
We're
producer today
doing-
is sick, so Connor and I are doing this together. And by together, I mean Connor set everything up. So if there's something wrong,
It's my fault.
it's Connor's fault.
It's always my fault.
I'm Maya. I'm a conservationist, have an animal sanctuary. This is Connor.
I'm a biologist, and I've got a biology conservation technology company.
We're your co-hosts for World's Wildest, the podcast that walks you through all of Earth's wildest creatures and maybe plants sometimes.
Yes. Had a discussion about that on the phone today.
We did, and maybe sometimes plants. We just want to tell you about the coolest things on this planet because we love this planet and we want to protect the planet.
And we're
Today,
gonna do some fun stuff on Patreon today, mixing it up a little bit.
we're doing some crazy stuff on Patreon. What are we
Yep.
doing? Reddit?
Yeah, look, I found the craziest Reddit stories I could find in like 30 minutes. And we're gonna read them out and react and talk about why they shouldn't do what they did sometimes.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Animal related
Yep.
Reddit. That's what we're talking
Yeah, yeah.
about.
Wildlife. Yeah.
Wildlife related Reddit. Okay, welcome to today's episode. Very
Oh,
excited.
wildlife
Today
related.
is World's Hottest.
Hot.
The
It's
show
gonna
is
be
sponsored
hot,
by
hot,
ZocDoc.
hot.
Today's ZocDoc
It's
is
gonna
a free
be
app
hot,
and website
hot,
where you can
hot.
search and compare high
It's
quality
gonna be
in-network
hot,
doctor.
hot, hot.
I was worried about this one because when I started researching initially, it was just like, well, this animal can survive this amount of heat. But that was
Right.
pretty much it. And I was like, oh, am I just going to have to do a list of like, this can do this? But then I found this one
Okay.
that I am so into. It's called the Saharan silver ant.
Okay.
It lives in the Sahara Desert.
Cool.
Okay, great. It's got armored skin. Look at it. Look at the way that it looks. Audio listeners,
Like
Water,
gold and
water.
silver.
it's
Water,
a Saharan silver ant.
Hey, it looks kind of gold from here. Okay.
It's silver. It looks like it's silver plated.
Could you mine it and turn it into silver bars?
If you don't stop trying to steal from wildlife for humans. Okay, it's got armored skin. It's got hairs that reflect light, and so it appears silver. Their
Oh.
hairs are triangular, and they reflect light like a prism.
That's That's similar to like geckos.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Similar, close, in the same category.
And they tested how well this works in a lab setting. This is really sad, actually. They tested in a lab setting. They shaved their hairs off with
No.
just a tiny scalpel, just
Yeah,
tiny little
okay.
scalpel, and at a lab in Belgium. And the temperature jumped under a heat lamp when they didn't have those hairs anymore. So confirmed, that's what the hairs are for.
Reflect heat.
Yes,
Cool. That's
pretty
smart.
crazy. Yeah.
But easy to see though.
Also, can
kinda.
you imagine shaving an ant?
You gotta like stun
You
them
gotta-
somehow, like freeze them.
Yeah, I think they were probably like, they were alive. I mean, they had to be alive.
Can you anesthetize ants? I bet you can.
I don't know.
I bet you could. You can do it.
I
With
think
fish.
you can put them in a fridge or a freezer for like a very short amount of time so that they're just dormant, and then you
Yeah.
got to go really quick before they warm up.
Right. That's
Anyway,
cool.
okay. The Sahara Desert can get up to, how hot do you think, Connor?
I know this answer.
Oh.
136 Fahrenheit.
Yes, exactly. 136 degrees Fahrenheit or 58 degrees Celsius. That's hot.
That's
Ain't
very
a
hot.
super
That's
top,
really,
top.
really hot.
That's at a point to where like no amount of sweating I think really helps you, and like your body probably just starts to shut down.
That's, yes, super dangerous heat.
Yep.
I think like 120 is super dangerous heat.
I've been in an attic that was
For a human,
140
abso-fucking-lutely.
for sanctuary installing Starlink, and it was humid.
No.
And I almost passed out. We had to put timers on people that go in there for 3 minutes, and they had to get out.
Okay, interesting that you bring that up.
Interesting.
3 minutes.
Okay.
What do you do, Connor, if you're like on a pool deck or something and it's really hot outside and the cement's really hot and you're barefoot?
I yell a lot of profanities and run to the water to try to not touch the
Okay,
cement
you
as
have
much
to
as
get-
possible.
You have to get point A to point B on hot pavement,
It hurts.
barefoot. What do you do?
Tippy toe.
You run. Yeah, I was going for you run, but you did say that anyway. Yes, imagine hot pavement, barefoot. You're gonna go
They're
fast.
going out in the middle of the day.
Yes.
That's
And
dumb.
you said, the reason I said it was interesting, you said 3 minutes in the attic. They got 10 minutes.
Oh,
They got 10 minutes out there before they perish.
wow.
Yeah. How do, and they're carnivorous ants, so they're going
Okay.
out and like scavenging and finding dead bodies and bring dead bodies of other bugs and then bringing them back.
Okay. I'm sure they would go after larger stuff too, right? If they could.
If they could.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do they get all that done in 10 minutes? They're very fast.
Okay.
Like very they're the fastest ant in the world.
Oh, that's cool.
They're the fastest ant in the world. This is how they combat heat. Is they can run their entire body length in less than 1/100th of a second.
I don't even know how to comprehend that.
I do.
Okay.
It's the equivalent of an average human running about 400 miles an hour.
That's like an airplane. That's as fast as an airplane.
It's the same as a human going 100 miles.
That's
I'm sorry,
crazy.
400 miles an hour. You know what? I didn't do the kilometers per hour hold.
I hope we can find a way to figure out how they do it
Connor!
and steal it for humans.
644 kilometers per hour. That would be a
Nice.
human going 644 kilometers per hour. That's how fast these little ants are. So proportionally, if you walked next to one, it would be going at like a walking pace.
Sure.
But
Mhm.
I mean, that's
crazy.
still super fast.
Guess how many strides they do per second? All right, give me a hint.
69.
Sprinters
Oh.
are doing like 3 to 5
Okay.
strides a second. So these ants,
60.
50.
Okay. Okay.
50. And they have multiple gaits also.
Oh, like a horse.
Yes. Why did I get so deeply involved in the research of how these ants move? I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, it does have to do with how heat tolerant they are. This is why
You
they're
know
so good
why
at it.
they study this kind of locomotion though?
So we can use it for the military.
Robots. They look so heavily at insects and other animals.
That makes sense that they
move
look
very
to
well, and
insects
to
for
robots, so you
robotics
can have a really cool
technology.
podcast and
That's
put it
actually
in
really
a
interesting.
robot.
Anyway,
That's so cool.
That's
Okay,
actually
hold on.
really interesting. I
You
love
have
that.
small ant-like robots that move really fast, and they're going through disaster areas, finding people that are still alive, so you can find them very fast. That is cool. And no ants. Well, ants have already been harmed, but no more ants will be harmed in the future because we're gonna build robots out of it.
that's okay. I'll take that part.
That's good. Yeah.
Sure. In a sprint, their feet make contact with the ground for 7 milliseconds at a time. A very short amount of time.
I can see why they can survive.
However, they can also gallop.
Oh.
So all of their
Mm.
feet are simultaneously off the ground at some points.
They're floating.
They're bounding like, through the desert. Yeah.
This
so-
ant can
Six legs?
Yes.
this ant can run full 4 feet off the ground, leaping and bounding. That's insane.
Nice.
Insects got 6 legs.
Okay.
Insects have 6 legs, folks. 3 body segments, 3 pairs of legs. Their critical thermal maximum, which is like max heat before death.
They had to put them in an oven to find this out. Sad. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm ruining it.
Yeah. Is 128.5 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 53.6 degrees Celsius, which is pretty impressive because humans' critical thermal maximum is what, like 108, 110,
I mean, you gotta go to the hospital at like 104. Brain damage, what, 106, 107 maybe?
probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they can go to 128, which is pretty impressive.
That's a
Uh,
very high
They-
temperature.
when they go out to find food, this is very impressive. They can bring ants are so strong. They're
I'm looking
so
at a picture of 3 ants carrying a scorpion.
yeah. You said why'd you say it with a W?
Scorpion?
Scorpion.
Is it not Is it not scorpion?
Scorp. Just like little scorps.
Am I saying that wrong?
It's
my
fine.
southern
It's
drawl.
a scor-
My it's my southern draw, he says.
Scorpion.
S C O
I
R P
didn't
I
put
O
a
N.
W in there.
Say scorpion.
Scorpion.
Anyway, yeah, it's a few silver ants carrying a scorpion back to their colony. This is the scorpion itself is like 100 times the size of each of these ants, or 100 times the weight of each of these ants. So it's very impressive.
Strong.
They have to go out there. They keep track of the position of the sun to navigate back to the nest before
Smart.
time runs out,
Okay.
as in before 10 minutes is up before they cook,
Right.
literally, in a bad way. And they have to work together and they dismember their prey items
Wow.
in the field. They run out, they chop them up, they bring parts back.
I wonder if they have a general that like orders them to do this, or do they just
Ants have
instinct?
fascinating social structures.
Mhm.
I don't know about this species of ant in particular, but we could do a whole episode on how ants work.
Mm.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, they're really cool.
I
That's
like
it.
'em.
That's my first one. I'm not on good terms with ants right now because I got bit by carpenter ants in the what's the ad friendly in the
Private area.
crotch. Is that ad friendly?
Yeah,
Maybe not.
sure.
I got bit by ants I had ants in my pants. And like I had ants in my pants in the place the least where you want them in your pants the least.
That's pretty bad.
And there were carpenter ants, and I've been bit by fire ants a bajillion times
Yeah.
because we're in Texas, and fire ants are like whatever. It hurts, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
Carpenter ants, these entomologists. I was in the field with entomologists in Tucson, Arizona, in late July. Picture this, okay? We're black lighting. It's the middle of the night. It's the desert, and we're looking for bugs. And these ants crawled up my pants, and I didn't know they were in my pants, and I got bit, and I was like freaking out and screaming profanity. Not
Oh.
screaming. I was swearing a lot,
Right.
though. I was like, oh my gosh. And
And you can't really just take your pants off.
no, because I was around a
Jack.
bunch of
Yeah.
people, and they were
So
telling me that it was
carpenter
ants, and I did not
ants?
believe
It
them. I was
wasn't
like, that is
fire
not an
ants.
ant, that's a scorpion. I was so convinced there was a scorpion in my pants because it hurt so bad, and the pain didn't subside.
When did it end up subsiding? Like an hour
It
later?
took maybe 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay.
But I really didn't believe it was an ant until I went to the bathroom and took my pants off and shook out an ant.
Was it still alive?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was in there.
Did it bite more than once?
He bit me 3 times, but
No thanks.
could have been worse. I mean, he was in my pants a long time, so it's actually kind of nice of him that it was only 3 times.
Silver lining, I guess. That sucks.
Yeah, so me and ants aren't on great terms right now.
Na 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 na
I do
na
like those
na.
ants.
Well, you got me
think
to
they're
you
cool.
got
Na
me
na
to
na
like
na
ants.
na.
Great.
So, especially if we can utilize them for robots.
Great. Connor, tell me about a time where you had to find a doctor.
Oh, it took me so long, and I just had to go through my healthcare provider, and it was so confusing, and the way you filter it was awful. I wish there was an easier way.
There is an easy.
All right, I've got a cool one.
Okay.
Phone, please. Stream Deck. We're using a mobile Stream Deck here. All right, so world's hottest. This might win for like being able to stand a little bit of boiling water, because not many. I can't find anything else that can withstand boiling water.
Okay.
So it's a Pompeii worm.
Okay.
So have you heard of these guys before?
No, they're on my research doc.
So Pompeii, named after the city or the island, I guess, in Italy that blew up from the volcano. It was discovered in 1980s by French marine biologists off the coast of the Galapagos Islands. They're in a group of organisms called extremomorphile. And they are about 6 inches to 15 centimeters big, so pretty good size. Their range is the East Pacific rise, which is like Baja California, to the Southern Pacific. And they live in deep waters up to 5,000 to 11,500 feet. So
Holy
very
crap!
deep.
That's so deep in the
which is 1,500 to
ocean.
3,500 meters. And they love to live
Sheesh.
on hydrothermal vents.
I would not love to live on a hydrothermal vent.
Do you know what a hydrothermal vent is?
Is it where volcanoes are under?
It's kind of like an underwater volcano.
It's kind of like, yeah,
So
I would say
a
it's
hydrothermal vent, also known as chimneys.
geologically,
are
wouldn't
where
it be very
superheated
close to a
water
volcano?
belches from within the Earth's crust, delivering a rain of mineral ash, and is pretty toxic to most animals.
Audio listeners, we're looking at a picture of the ocean, but there's like a volcano explosion happening in it.
They can be pretty small.
Okay,
So you're looking like the size of a house chimney,
but like hot.
very hot. Like if you were to put your human hand over it, it would just
Melt it off.
scald. Yeah, just you just have bone left. Like
Gross.
immediate. And like what's weird is like between the chimney and 6 inches away is like a 60-degree difference. Like 6 inches away, it's like nice 70
Oh.
degrees, but if you put your hand in it, it's like 140
I guess.
to like the outside of it. But if you go like really into it,
Uh-huh.
it's well over 100 degrees Celsius, which
Oh,
that is
over 100 degrees
choose
Celsius.
something.
Fuck
so
me.
boiling water coming out of there, and can be hotter.
100 degrees
So
Celsius.
under the
100 degrees
ocean,
Celsius is 212 degrees
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
212.
Okay.
So, what's
Huh.
really cool about these worms is they attach themselves to the hydrothermal vents, and their tails are what's attached there is experiencing extreme temperatures from those vents, anywhere from generally 113 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 45 to 60 degrees Celsius. They can withstand short bursts of up to 221 degrees Fahrenheit or 105 degrees Celsius.
holy
tell 'em what it looks like?
shit.
Yes, please.
It looks like a caterpillar.
It does.
It looks like a fuzzy caterpillar.
And the fuzzies are bacteria.
What?
Yeah. So it's a mutualistic or symbiotic relationship. Also, to note, they're not really good at studying these.
Yeah. What are you just gonna go down there with a vial, pick it up?
Yeah, and
Really?
then depressurization doesn't really go
Oh
kindly
my
with them. So
gosh.
it's tough. But why do you think they're studying
The
these guys?
Pompeii worm.
Why do you think humans are? There's always a reason. Why are we putting this much resources to go 11,500 feet, look at hydrothermal vents, and look at these animals?
So that we can, I don't know, for the military. It's always going to be my guess.
sure.
Is the military.
Military or just for humans to figure out how to deal with extreme heat because they can deal with it.
Sure. I forgot to say on the ant thing.
Yeah.
They are using the ant research to do research on more energy efficient cooling of buildings.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that they use less AC. They're putting like reflective stuff on the top of
Oh,
buildings.
that's cool.
Nice.
Like ants, like the ant hairs.
Love that.
Yeah.
See, that's so cool. Green Earth.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
So yeah, what they're seeing is these. I want to bring up that picture again. These little hair-like structures, about a centimeter long, are shielding them from
The
heat.
Pompeii
And
worm.
if you
Okay.
take that off of them, they can't survive as well. So it's on their back. And
That dense?
Mhm.
Jeez.
It's velvet-like, and these bacteria are significantly better at dealing with the heat. And the worms, they don't really know why the bacteria is on them, other than it's a safe place for them. And there's possible that the worm secretes some food for them,
Yeah.
but they're still trying to figure that out.
Interesting.
So what they primarily feed on, though, is bacteria. And bacteria that primarily feeds
Oh,
on all
no.
the minerals and gases coming out of the vents. So bacteria normally, needs some other things to break down. Other animals need like photosynthesis, other plants need photosynthesis and stuff like that. This bacteria that's feeding on the vent stuff is breaking down crazy toxic chemicals. So you need it so you don't pollute the ocean too much. So that
Sure.
bacteria is good.
All right, let's
so
get
what they'll
this.
do is they will, the worms will anchor to the vent. They move around a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Anchor to the vent, and then they'll put out their head into cooler water, and their head has like vents on it, like gills and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does to withstand all that heat is that head pulls in bacteria, but also cold water, and circulates it through their body. What? Give
Okay.
me a face.
No, I'm listening.
So what it does, it lowers its blood temperature so that oxygen can more easily be used, and the main energy
Hi.
consumptive
What's up, lag?
homeostatic ability, or homeostatic, I'm trying to use, let me use better words there, sorry. The oxygen takes up a lot of energy to utilize it properly in the body.
Okay.
And if you lower the temperature of the blood, it can use the oxygen way more efficiently. And they're trying to study, they think it's like 50 or 60% more efficient. So they use a lot less energy, produce a lot less heat, and they're able to keep their body temperature lower so they can live in these extreme temperatures. The reason
There we
they're
go.
looking at this
Gotta get the art back up.
is for super soldiers.
What's up? And you
Super
said dick and
soldiers?
taxes. Oh
What is
no.
that?
So if
How are
can
you? How's you
oxygenate
doing,
to
lag?
lower- How can you get super soldiers?
How was your stream? How was your stream
regular
earlier?
soldiers to become better by helping out their oxygen levels and lowering their core body, and how can we use that so they can perform?
That's a pretty
significantly
good one.
better,
That's a pretty
so
good
they can
one.
Run faster, go further.
I ain't
fight
even
more,
gonna
fight
lie.
longer.
That was pretty fucking
Look at DARPA.
funny.
Are you familiar with
Ah,
DARPA?
na, 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 na.
It's like the secret funding side of the military, where they do crazy things.
I'm familiar with the X-Men,
How's?
and I don't
Oops, sorry,
think
whisper.
that went well for them. So this doesn't sound like a very good idea to me.
DARPA's always looking at crazy things. There's a scientist I reached out that was kind of a friend.
Interrupted.
was helping out a funding from DARPA in
Yeah.
the past, and like, oh yeah, they're always looking for stuff like this. So anyway, sorry, that was a long way of saying they're really good at dealing with the heat because they have a lot of really cool features dealing with oxygen, dealing with bacteria. And there's one more cool thing that they do. So there's not a lot of places for them to live next to these hydro vents. So
Oh
their
yeah,
body
unscheduled.
secretes
Oh yeah. Oh, the
a,
stream was unscheduled.
type
That
of
makes
substance
sense.
that either binds sulfur or has sulfur in it to create these little tubes. And so these are what these little tubes look like.
What?
So they make their own burrows, their own dens, basically, by secreting. They looked at the structure of it.
Audio listeners, it kind of looks like coral.
Yeah, it does.
Streaming is
Like hollow
going
coral?
well
Yeah.
And they'll go
today.
inside of it.
Been
and
doing some
they'll
art
be protected in there.
Weird.
the
But
day
the
as
structure of it
well.
is almost exactly like plywood.
What?
Yep. So it makes it like making these wood structure around them a little house. It's very cute.
They're secreting wood.
Sulfur wood, yeah.
What the frick? Okay. That's crazy.
So why do you think they're looking? I'm just kidding.
So we
I don't
can
know.
manufacture wood.
Out of sulfur, yeah.
We need to make our own wood.
Yeah, so I've kind of gone down the rabbit hole of like why humans are spending so much money to research these, and I would say 75-80% of the time it's for the military, which is interesting. Like with the Peregrine Falcons and designing their fighter jets after them.
For context, yeah, peregrine falcons die. You can explain this better than me.
They dive very, very fast, and they're like, how do they do that? And then they were like, all right, let's take this design, put it in a fighter jet, and now they dive a lot faster. And like, oh, we should look at nature because it's been doing it right for so long. Why are we dumb humans trying to reinvent what's already been done? So it's really efficient. It's
Yeah.
smart. It's respecting nature. And
Can
then
be good, can be bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of studying, Connor,
I love studying.
and listeners as well, have you guys ever wanted to learn a language?
Yes.
Have you ever want to learn a language?
All the time.
Restrictions
all the
we have. Thank you
time.
so much to Babbel for being our
Thank you.
sponsor.
I
for
love
this
wood.
podcast. Right now, we love Babbel, and we hope you guys love
Wood's
it too.
the
Again, you guys
best.
can get it for 60% off right now.
Cedar wood, oak wood,
Go check it out.
some
What do you have for us
pine.
next?
All
Ooh,
right,
I love
I have
birch.
a
I
bird,
love some birch
Okay.
wood.
actually, which is surprising because I feel like birds are super not heat tolerant. Like when I think of birds,
Yeah.
I'm usually like, oh, they're really sensitive to heat.
Because our birds need AC.
Because
At
our
Alveus?
yeah, we have chickens and parrots at Alveus Sanctuary that have AC. Yeah, and
Spoiled.
they don't do well in the heat.
Yeah.
This bird does. This is the red-billed Kelia.
They're very
Kalia.
cute.
I looked up a couple pronunciations. It came with a few different pronunciations. I'm gonna say.
I do
red-billed
not
Kelia,
think that
okay?
that is possible, lag.
This is a male and a female. Describe.
I suspect the male's taller, or
Yeah.
the one on the higher up on the branch.
The males always look cooler.
Yeah, they do. Super red beak, like a black mask around its face, orange feathers on the head, and then a bit darker all around the body. While the female is much
Okay.
lighter, has a very orange beak, not as red as the male, and yeah, just lighter in general than the male.
Yeah, and
There is
they're
no
little.
such
They're
thing
sure,
as
like,
fucking
They're just
male
cardinals.
speak
they
or
kind of-
female
They
speak.
kind of look
Yeah.
like cardinals.
Like,
they're
is
only
just
4.7 inches
absolutely
or 12 centimeters
asinine.
long, so they're little guys. They weigh 15 to 26 grams.
It's absolutely
I didn't do a
wild.
conversion because that's just a negligible weight. It's
Yeah,
just-
I always stick with grams.
They're just small. Native to sub-Saharan Africa. This is the world's most abundant wild bird.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Guess what their estimated population is?
2 mil.
No.
Oh.
It's
10?
crazy.
10 million.
World's most abundant wild bird. It's higher
10
than
mil?
2 million. It's higher
10
than 2
million.
60?
It's higher than 60 million. It's higher than 100 million. It's
200.
higher than 200 million. 1.5 billion.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Point
That's crazy.
They think
Five
there's 1.5 billion of these birds
billion
in the
Wow.
wild.
birds.
Yeah. And they feed on seeds and sometimes cereal crops, so they've been nicknamed Africa's feathered locusts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because there's so many of them, and they fly
They
in
live
murmurs.
in the desert.
Oh.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
they're
that it
native
can
to sub-Saharan Africa, so they
They
have like
migrate.
grasslands and like
Okay.
yeah, and they also migrate. Each bird eats half of its body weight in grass and seeds daily.
Oh my god, not the fucking.
And they're having to do some population control on these birds because freaking look at this murmuration.
For audio listeners, we are looking at a video of at least
That's
10,000
terrifying!
birds that could just block out the sun.
It's
That's all birds.
a lot of birds.
That's all
It's, like,
birds.
an overwhelming amount of birds.
That's.
So many birds.
It really is. The beginning of this video was like you could not see the sky.
Yeah.
That is
'Cause there's
absolutely
birds. They
terrifying.
will flock in millions.
Oops, all
That's such
birds.
easy food for like a peregrine falcon. Just fly through there, not much effort, and get one.
Oh yeah, look at all of them.
It's so many.
Isn't that nuts?
That was so
They
many
migrate hundreds of miles
birds.
seasonally. Like I said, they can be found in flocks of millions in densities of 12,000 nests per acre.
That's so much bird poop.
12,000
So much bird
nests
poop.
per acre. One time they counted 6,000 nests in one tree.
Jesus. I mean, thankfully they're small nests, but still.
6,000 nests in one tree.
What do they make their nest out of? Grasses, I guess.
I
Wonder
guess
what they're-
grasses. I didn't
I
look
feel like
into
that's
their-
Grasses?
into their
available
nesting.
for
Yeah.
that quantity.
Yeah, it's a lot. So they have been trying some population control methods. They spray avicide and then they-
I've never heard of avicide. That's crazy.
Then we
yeah,
do something like
pesticide for birds.
this.
Yeah.
And then detonating fire.
Can we do something like
bombs.
this, I think?
Connor,
Like fireworks.
Thank
that's
you for the
sad.
lurk.
Hello, cat. Detonating fire bombs in enormous colonies at night. Sad.
That's at night. No.
Yeah, while they're sleeping. It's really
Yeah,
sad.
that sucks.
Anyway, why world's hottest? So most birds, the
Let's
typical
go.
lethal avian body temperature is about 114 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
That's like above that, the bird's gonna die, right? That's 46 degrees Celsius.
right.
This bird, and for humans, it's like we max out at like 110 degrees Fahrenheit. We die there.
Yeah.
Or
Brain damage well before that. Yeah.
yeah, brain damage at like 107, 108.
Oh,
43 degrees
really?
Celsius for humans. These birds can have an internal body temperature as high as 120 degrees Fahrenheit
Holy
or
crap.
49 degrees Celsius without any apparent ill effects.
That's so cool.
Like normal levels of functioning at 120 degrees Fahrenheit internal body temperature.
we need to study them for super soldiers.
No. Guys, listeners, you know when you have a fever and it's like if you have 102, you're like
You're dead, in
dead.
the world.
Yeah,
You
like
don't wanna get
that's
out of bed.
terrible. That's
Yeah.
so bad. That's 102. These birds can be at 120 and just act normal.
That's awesome.
Crazy. And they don't really know why. They think they could be synthesizing some heat shock proteins, but they need to do more research on it.
For super soldiers.
No. But it's really cool that they can do this because if they're flocking in millions and they're in freaking sub-Saharan Africa, their resources are gonna be limited.
Yeah.
You know, so for them to be able to
They got to be able to find it.
they have to be able to find it, but for them to be able to withstand heat
Oh,
like
they
that and not
do.
lose a bunch of resources
Yeah, that's true.
to combating heat when there's so much competition and just like the sheer number of other birds that they're flocking with makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Is pretty cool. So yeah, that's the red-billed Keelia. Their least concern, which
That's
is not
yeah.
surprising because they're the most abundant wild
Right.
bird. So it would be crazy if they were endangered.
That's really cool. 1.5 billion.
Audio listeners, we have a special guest on our podcast today, by the way.
Claire the cat. Black
Claire the
They're
cat. We
just like-
love Claire the cat.
You might hear her purring.
She's sitting on Connor's lap.
Quiz time.
Trivia. I got a question for you.
Connor and I had to write our own questions today for trivia.
How far can a wolf smell its prey? How far away?
A wolf can smell its prey from 250 yards away.
No. 2 miles.
2 miles?
They got really good scent. Yeah.
2
They're really good-
miles?
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god.
Okay,
So that means
2
our wolf
miles.
nowadays can smell a lot of things. all
That's
around them. 2
bananas.
miles.
2 miles. Okay.
What's your question?
Can you do the sound again?
Yes, I can. No, I can't.
We need our producer.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Trivia time. My question for you is where are the majority of butterfly taste buds located?
Their antennae,
No.
On their feet.
Buzz in, first of all.
their feet.
Correct.
It's on their
Well, I didn't get
feet.
I got it wrong the first
You got it
time.
wrong the first time. Yeah, butterflies taste with their feet.
That's cool.
There's your
Like a
next
Fly, right?
yeah, flies, harvestmen. There's your next fun fact to take to a party. Say butterflies taste with their feet. Why? Because they have to land on plants and find out if that's the right plant for them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
They they land down. They're like, no. They fly away.
That's cool. Can't wait to get our butterfly garden going at.
Oh, it's gonna be so sick.
All right. So I've got two short ones, kind
'Kay.
of, because I thought they were really, really cool and kind of in the same vein of like world's hottest,
'Kay.
but it's a plant. So it's from Hawaii. I don't speak Hawaiian, so I'm not sure the exact pronunciation, but ohia tree, which is absolutely beautiful. It is the state tree of Hawaii. It can be bushy in bogs and when like the conditions are least favorable, but grow up to 82 feet or
Jeez.
25 meters tall in favorable conditions.
82 feet.
Yeah, it's huge. It's about like huge Florida eagle's nest trees I climb. that are,
I
like,
would
90
not
feet.
personally. I would not climb a tree that was 82 feet. We're looking at a picture, audio listeners, of a tree. It looks like a tree, but it has big red blooms on it.
So they can live to be 1,000 years old. They are 80%
Damn.
of Hawaii's forest.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
very abundant, and I'll tell you why in a second. So they're extremely important to feed native birds, insects, and they have medicinal purposes to ease pain, specifically.
Oh my
in,
god, y'all.
child
I am
labor.
fucking
The wood and flowers are
crying
very important
laughing
to
still.
Hawaiian cultures. They'll use them to make the leis and stuff like that, but they're not doing that as much anymore. I'll get to that at the end because of a really bad fungus.
Oh.
So they are so plentiful in Hawaii because they are the first ones to grow in lava flows. So not active lava flows, obviously, because nothing can survive that. I don't even
Okay.
know how hot lava flows get. I forgot to look that up. But when they're cooled, they will go into the cracks and they'll be the first ones to take that over and start breaking down the lava flows so other plants
Yay.
can come in there.
That's excellent.
So you'll see these like after, specifically after the wildfires, which I think when we're recording this, it's been 1 year since the massive wildfires in Hawaii
Oh.
decimated.
Oh my gosh, a year. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And so these trees are popping up like crazy. Actually, pretty easy for them to get into just burnt, charred area.
Mhm.
It's easier than lava flows. So they can't take direct lava flows, but they can take take a lot of heat. So describe what you're seeing in this picture.
It looks like there was a wildfire, or like is a wildfire. It's just like charred ground with a bunch of smoke coming out of it.
That's
and then
active lava flowing.
it's okay. It's active lava flowing, and then there's a tree next to it that looks like a pretty house plant you might find in Home Depot.
Yeah.
Like it's very green and very lush, and it has red flower blooms on it.
And how far away is that lava flow from the plant, do you think? The tree?
20 feet.
Yeah, probably like 20, 30 feet. Yeah. It's pretty close. Do you know that gas that you're seeing coming out of there? Would you go over there and smell it?
No.
It's toxic.
Yeah.
Super
Well,
toxic.
why would I?
Toxic AF.
No, I don't want to go over there.
Just making sure. So they have a specialized stoma, so like a breathing pore,
Uh-huh.
that will close when toxic gas comes over from the lava,
Wow.
so it can survive in this harsh environment.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. They're in on all the 6 major islands of Hawaii. They're native, they're beautiful, they're so important. And right now they're having major issues with something called rapid ohia death. So it's a fungus, short and
No.
broad. So they stop using their flowers and their wood and stuff like that because they don't want to spread the fungus around to other islands, which is really sad because it's really important to their culture.
Yeah.
But they're also trying to protect 80% of their trees
Yeah, that's really scary.
because they can just go through and wipe out so fast. So it's a really big deal. If you're ever in Hawaii, don't grab any of the plant matter, leave it, and the airport security will leave you alone because they are on it, apparently.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really serious.
They're trying to have it decimate all the other there's some islands that don't have it, thankfully, so they don't want it crossing over. So that was a short one. The other one I thought was really cool in honor of my big ears is the jerboa.
I love jerboa.
Tell me what you know of a jerboa
It's like a little.
and describe it.
It's a mouse with kangaroo feet and ears that are just so big, like so big.
Mm-hmm.
Its body really does look like a mouse, but then its ears are like the length of its whole body and stick straight up. And it's got these long jackrabbit legs and this long crazy tail. It looks like a Pokemon.
I think of them as the mouse T-Rex.
Yeah, Yeah, they do have little arms. I forgot their front arms.
They're very cute. So they're jerboa. There's 33 types of these rodents,
Oh,
but the
wow.
one we're talking about is found in North Africa,
I
Arabia,
wa-
and Asia,
I
in
wish they were
deserts and
here.
grasslands.
I wish they were here.
Well, they're out.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
you mean like
I wish they were
natively here?
native.
Okay.
I
I'll
wanna
get to
see 'em
why
hopping around.
people love these as pets. They're like all over it in the early 2000s.
Mhm.
And then they found out that they carried monkeypox and people died.
Really?
So they're outlined like 2009 or something like that from the US.
Wow.
So don't get one. They live 3 to 6 years. You'll get attached and they'll die fast too.
Okay.
So yeah, they do really well in the desert. So they're in the Sahara Desert. And as we know, the Sahara Desert can reach up to 136 degrees Fahrenheit or
True.
58 degrees Celsius. So they're nocturnal. They burrow into the sand or they make their own burrows, like in rocky areas and stuff like that. And they're able to survive the day's heat by getting away from the sun. They eat plants, roots, seeds, tubers, insects. They're only like 25 to 30 grams, and they're like 2
Oh,
to 6
really?
inches long, not including their tail, and or 5 to 15 centimeters. What do you think eats them?
Like everything.
Yep, owls, foxes, jackals, snakes, cats. They can hop, so they don't run. So they don't really use their
Oh, so funny. They boing around.
so fast. 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour.
God.
How high do you think they
How
can
does
go?
that tiny little thing go
They're
15
2
miles an
inches
hour?
long?
2 to 6.
2 to 6 inches long. They can run at 15 miles an hour. The vertical, I would guess, is 2.5 feet.
10 feet.
Shut up.
I'm dead serious.
No way.
10 feet or 3 meters high.
2 of me. High.
That's crazy.
That's dumb.
That's crazy.
I want to see it.
I saw there was some videos of like people who had them as pets that were jumping like 6 feet easily. So,
That's crazy.
how they found out 10 feet, that's crazy. So, yep, they burrow at night. They're very cute. They're really, really good eyesight. So their ears are for two reasons. One, to help with their hearing, because a lot of predators come after them, so they need to hear them in the sand, so they have to have really good hearing, but also helps dissipate heat. It's still hot in the desert at night. Sometimes it can be really cold too, but for the most part, it's still really hot, so they've got to be able to cool off there. They don't drink any water. 0 water.
If I lived in the Sahara Desert, I would drink water.
It'd be smart, right?
Yeah,
Well, they get it from all their food.
right.
So they get all the moisture, which is really cool. But yeah, you don't want them as pets. Please don't get them as pets. They are very cute. This is a picture of a pet, a white jerboa, a long-eared jerboa. Actually, I forgot to say, long-eared jerboas are one of the largest known ear-to-body ratio animals. Like beating
One
out.
of?
Mm-hmm.
There's something that has a greater ear-to-body ratio than this?
It didn't give me like an exact, because you have species that have oddities, but they're like by median body to ear mass ratio. But there's not like a ton of research on them either, so they're like not
That
for
looks
sure.
like it just looks like a cartoon. That's crazy.
Yes, they're very cute, but yeah, they've been banned in the U.S. Don't get them. A lot of places have been banning them. Leave them in the wild. They need to be in the wild.
Leave them alone.
And we don't need to study them for super soldiers.
Look how smooth this octopus is right now.
Yep.
And
It's
then
nice
watch
gray,
how its texture changes and how fast it changes.
very visible.
What? How was that the end?
And you can't really just take your pants off.
No, because I was around a
Check.
bunch of people.
Those when toxic gas comes long, not including the.
Oh my God, that ended so abruptly.
So,
crazy.
how they found out 10 feet boa. Actually, I forgot to say, long-eared jerboas are one of the largest known ear-to-body ratio animals. Like beating
One
out.
of?
Mm-hmm.
There's something that has a greater ear-to-body ratio than this?
It didn't give me like an exact, because you have species that have oddities, but they're like
It really did. It ended so fast. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, love it. me, girl. Drop the bass, girl. You know I'm a top, 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 top. Na 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 na. Da, 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 da. All right, I am tired. I am a tired little friend. And it is time to do some stuff. Oh, let's see. Who else is on? Booty, thank you. Thank you for hanging out, friend. So lovely to see you always. You are missed. You are cared about. Tap, 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 tap. Thank you. We're gonna go raid Andrew or ATM Zero. He, they pronouns. He rated into me once. He is a adorable bunny VTuber. So cute. Very cute. Looks like he's currently checking out some Final Fantasy stuff. I guess maybe watching some game tease things. And it says Monster Hunter Wilds. So maybe, if you want to, you can, go check him out. Let me see. He's very nice. Has hung out a couple times, and I've hung out over there in that channel. Very nice. It's been a very nice experience so far. So I hope that it will be this time as well. And yeah, we'll just go show some a little bit of love and hype over to a cute little VTuber. If you would like to, please copy and paste one of the raid messages. You can also say hi, you could say hype, you could say raid. We love it. We absolutely love it. If you want to join, please do. If you can't, understandable. I will see you all again very soon. Probably not tonight. Definitely tomorrow. We're going to be doing lots more fun stuff. We have games to play. We have art to do. And we have Lego to build. I'm really hoping to be able to build Lego this weekend. All right. Now, I'm going to stop yapping so we can go raid. So, you know what time it is, everybody. Get your hype on. Get your love ready. That sounds weird. Let's go raid. Raiders, roll out. Yeah.